Big J,
Fuck yeah, buddy.
Rambo. How's it going, everybody? Well, welcome to another edition of the Peace Pipe Podcast. We all get it together and get in a circle with the Peace Pipe, and we'll tell no lies. Anyways, our big dog Jay here, he came to join us today. We're one man short because Xavier has some personal issues he had to deal with. But hopefully he's doing all right. We don't want to put his business out there like that. But
Yeah.
if he's watching, big dog, I hope you're doing all right.
She'll be
Yes,
back better than ever soon, dude.
as for I am family and I will stay. No, I'm just joking.
All right.
Yeah,
all
no,
right.
hopefully he's doing well.
I hope so, man. Shit ain't the same without him.
No,
We
it's
need
not.
we need small arms. You know, we need our small arms.
Yeah. Our little T-Rex little bastard, dude. Shit.
Anyways, Dave. So how's things been?
You know, it's about the same, bro, you know, existing in
You
this.
were playing with toys and shit back there.
Fuck yeah, bro. I fucking cuz I'd be collecting, you know, like action figures and shit.
Show us one.
And here, I got you. I got one of them fucking fell off my shelf. I fucking put up floating shelves.
Hold on.
That's,
Keep going. Oh shit. Sorry, Jace. I am so sorry. That was
Oh, you're
the wrong
good.
button.
No, so like I set them up like a while ago, but they
Show
fucking
it
keep
again.
fucking they keep
Show it
fucking
again.
falling off, bro. So here you go, right here. $250 for this little fucker, by the way.
God damn, boy.
It's worth it though.
You
Got a
better have
homeboy.
fun for
Got a
200.
couple homeboys. Yeah. Low key, and then like you just resell them, bro. I could just sell all my collection for about like a couple thousand, I'd say, bro. At this point, that shit's straight bank.
Yeah, man, the world has changed so much to think. That's the reason why I bought a lot of guns too, because the resale value is always there.
Yeah, dude. There's
People
always a
like
bunch of
guns.
fucking scalpers too.
Fucking resellers, huh? What you know? What people like reselling now when you go to like movies and you see like they have the popcorn cans, like the containers, like for different movies.
Yeah.
They have different fucking things. Motherfuckers go over there and they buy them like by the tens, and they have to limit them. So they be going and getting all that shit and reselling it online for like fucking 10 times the amount of money. Crazy motherfuckers.
Yeah, that shit's fucking ridiculous.
So you spent $250 on a little amateur Barbie?
Hey, well, that's how much it's going for right now. I got it because if you get it, like because there's all sorts of ways to get it, like you know.
Okay,
eBay.
let me rephrase that. That's an action figure. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
So
but yeah, I mean,
of all the Dragon Ball Z characters, who is that?
this is Vegito, bro. This is
Vegito?
so that's when Goku and Vegeta throw on the earrings and then they fuse into one person.
Super gay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
they're
was
low
gonna
key.
say, that's really gay, dude. Two guys.
If you see how it's done, it's low key kind of gay. They'd be like fusing by the hip and shit, but
That's some
Hey.
weird shit. I'm not
Hey.
gonna lie. The Dragon Ball Z was the shit.
it still is, bro. Fuck. I mean, like, hey, he ended up being the strongest fucking guy on the show. You know what I mean? Like, hey. Hey, I mean, if you're
my
gay, I
fav-
don't
my
give a
favorite
fuck.
shit
You know what
is-
I mean? Fuck.
Favorite shit in the Dragon Balls is like the first show that came out, and then they remember
The
when he
original
changed into a
shit?
monkey? Yeah, he
Like,
had a
like
tail.
this shit? Like this? Like OG shit?
Yeah, hell yeah, that's dope. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, boy.
Yeah, that fucking.
I think
shit.
I just got one.
Who's that?
Get
How
all
much
mad
was
and
that?
then he gets all
That
big.
one was like $40. That one wasn't bad. That one's still a pretty. It's like a common. Like the older and more uncommon they get, the more expensive they get.
What is your most expensive one you have?
Okay, hold up. I'll show you.
All right, we gotta see this.
Oh shit. Oh. Oh shit. This is gonna be a pain to put on the shelf, but fuck. I got this one like a month and a half ago. This big
Yeah.
ass one.
Hell yeah.
Bro, this shit was fucking $400.
That's what you spent out of your pocket though, 400.
Fuck yeah, bro. That's low key what I be working for. You know what I mean? Like,
Does it at least
oh,
have
this one.
hide you reading it?
Yeah, low key, and like, cause I be keeping the boxes too. Like, got my phone propped up on some of the boxes right now.
Sure.
Cause if you keep everything, bro, this like the resale value goes up. It's like you barely like pose them around, and they'll be like, "Oh, you know what? I'll take that shit opened. I don't give a fuck."
So my nephew, he's really into like the action figures, but like the horror ones, like Jason and
Ooh,
like
those ones are sick too.
they're fucking dope, but they're graphic as shit. Like I got him this one where it's like he has a fucking like edge trimmer, but it has a saw on it, and it has a bunch of blood on it, and it has another head. Man, that kid's crazy. He's like 10 years old. He might sell shit.
Dude, they have some crazy ones too. I've been seeing them at Target now for like 20, $30.
Fuck no, that shit was like $40 for that shit. For like the good ones, you want to get like
Oh yeah.
like King Kong. Like who wants King Kong though? The fuck?
Hey, it depends. It depends, right? See, because like I got a buddy close to me, like so the same guys that make these, they make like Godzilla and King Kong ones, but it's like like the new shit. Not like, I mean, they sometimes make the old ones, but they'll make like, you know, like big ass like Godzilla from fucking the most recent movie that came out like 2 years ago. Like I just bought him that shit. That shit was like $200, but that shit was fucking sick.
Yeah, the new school, the old school one, like it's just the fucking monkey. So, like how much they could have the fuck? At least the new one's got like a fist and all that shit.
Damn, that's crazy, dude. $400 though for that. That is fucking insane.
It's worth it. And then I mean, as time goes on, the value does go up. And it's just something to help pass the time too, like knowing that you got something coming in the mail that you've been like wanting for a long ass time. Like that's like the fun shit. Or like going to stores in town and finding that kind of shit's always hella fun too.
Hell yeah, I feel like that when I go get like shoes for me and my kids, or like I go get some jewelry, I like to go hunt for something. It's just like the thrill of that's like back in my day.
Yeah, like
all the dispensaries. Half the fun about buying weed back in my day was that it was illegal, and you had to go find someone to get the weed. And maybe it was good, and maybe it was all right, you know. But that was half the fun. It was like an adventure.
Yeah.
See, that's literally what I did today. That's what I was out doing. Well, because I went to go buy you know, those portable, like wireless portable chargers. You just put it on and it charges. And bro, well, I accidentally left the other one at work, coming in yesterday for overtime. That's besides the fucking point. So I bought a new one just to have another one. And you know,
Is the job better without? Is the job easier or better without me there?
I'd say like in like a technical aspect, it's like I guess right. Like it feels about the same. Like because like I'm not gonna name his name, but some like the person that like kind of took over for you is like doing a better job just by your example. But I'd say vibes have been off since you were gone.
There's a lot of youngsters. It's a youngster spot.
It's the same amount of people. There's like the same people as before, except for maybe like one or two.
So it's better. So it's better.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I mean, your presence is missed, at least by me.
Yeah.
Dude, when I fucking found out, I was fucking pissed because you left the day I wasn't even there. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I didn't even get to say fucking bye.
I did. I saw Anthony and I was like, dude, I'm out.
Oh, I heard. Hey, I mean, well, they fucking push your buttons, dude. I can't say I didn't expect it to happen at some point. Fucking
Yeah.
douchebags. Fucking
all good.
motherfuckers. I heard you're at Panasonic
you know
now.
about you ever heard of
Yeah, no, I am.
That's sick.
Start Wednesday is
Working
my
with
first night. But what's up? What were you gonna ask?
what's up?
You had a question. I heard you.
Yeah, I was trying to tell him. You ever heard of Gundam?
Yeah.
Gundam is dope as hell. I remember that.
Gundam's sick.
Hell, you
Like
seen
we have a coworker that collects that kind of shit.
Have you seen how much those fucking those like fucking models are worth? They're like $800.
Oh, they're a lot. Oh yeah, dude. Especially depending on the brand. So like, the same people that make my Dragon Ball ones, they be making Gundam ones too. Like they got like the same like they'll have like this sticker in the back and shit.
Oh, the Jap sticker.
Yeah. And I mean like those ones are like more budget friendly, but those ones they're sick, dude. Like building them is like a pain in the fucking ass. Like I've done a couple model kits before. Like it's real technical. You got to buy the little like snippy bullshit that cut them out of the little fucking mold and shit. But once you get it done, that shit's fucking dope.
actual like pliers that cut at a certain angle, so you don't fuck them up. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
I can't just buy the shit and fucking start using it. I gotta fucking assemble the shit.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
God damn it.
All right, Jace, I got a couple questions for you. All right, first one, and you know, just answer the best you can, I guess. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
About myself. So that's an interesting question. You know, I'd say I'm like a pretty fucking weird ass dude.
That's why we ask.
Yeah. But I mean, like I mean, I don't really. I mean, I'm just there. You know what I mean?
I feel like those
Like
are
I
like
just
questions like remember when you're a kid, someone's asking you like, "Who are you?" "Oh, I'm Anthony." It's like, no. Who are you? And he's like,
you
"Well,
know
fuck,
kind
specify
that fucking
damn.
that fucking like metaphysical ass question. Like
Who are you in the universe?
what's
Particles
yeah
colliding."
what's the meaning of life? Ass question. Like
Something like that.
What is it? Can you answer that question for
the
us?
meaning of life is to live your life and
You-
try to make an impact in other people's lives. You know what I mean? Like some people would be like, justify your reason for existence, and it's like, bro, you only really need to justify it in the people that you know in your life. You know what I mean? Like the people that matter.
Well said, Jace. Well said.
Like that. Yeah, I do.
That's some deep ass shit right there.
I
No,
feel like
no, like
I,
you know, you're Hawaiian, right? So
Yeah.
what do you know? What do you know about being Hawaiian? Like, tell us some shit. Like,
Uh, well, the families are fucking huge as shit, and I'm not talking about. I mean, well, weight for one, yeah, but I'm talking like just sheer size.
my
Like,
kind of. Okay.
like 4, you can move a house.
yeah, dude, like on some fuck shit like that, yeah. But like, dude, like when I first met my like that side of my family, like, cause at that point I knew my grandpa and maybe like a couple uncles, cause every like 4 years we do like a little family reunion.
Okay.
And when the last time I went, well, not the last time I went to Hawaii last year, saw a couple of them after that. But the very first time I went, dude, I shit you not, like we had like a huge, like we did this like whole little, cause that like if you like ever go to Hawaii, there's only certain sections that are more like what you're thinking, like like beautiful tropical spot and like beaches and like nice little sprawling cityscapes. The rest of it is just straight ghetto and country, bro. Like I swear to God, bro, Hawaii might be the most like one of the most thug shit places I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Thuggy.
Yeah, just like hella ghetto, you know what I mean? Hella homeless people living in fucking boxes on the road and shit.
It's sad
And
because Hawaii is a beautiful place, and
Yeah.
another thing too, Chase, you're technically considered indigenous too. You're
yeah,
not,
yeah,
but you're still an indigenous person because you're from a formal tribe.
yeah.
True.
It's like I mean, there's some like especially closer to the cities, like as you're heading in, it's a lot of stuff like that. But most of it is really just country, where they grow like the pineapples and like
But so I don't know. Do you mind if I say something about you, Jace? And it's more about the college. If
yeah,
you're okay with that,
yeah,
are
yeah,
you
yeah,
okay
yeah.
with that?
Yeah,
So
go ahead, go ahead.
I don't know if Anthony knows this, but like he has the opportunity, Jace does, to go to the college of Hawaii. Like he would pretty much. He has family there. You know what I'm saying? Like him and I have talked about this. Like he might be going to UNR after the local
Yeah,
PNC, but to go to Hawaii, bro.
that shit,
Yeah,
dude.
but you
Well,
probably get
cheaper
better.
than normal.
You
It would
probably
be
get
definitely cheaper than normal, yeah.
you get
Because
scholarships
like,
right? Because you're
well,
native.
yeah, scholarships. If I mean, I haven't really signed up for any. I still got to do that. That shit's a pain in the ass, dude. But like, especially if you weren't born and raised in Hawaii, to go to college over there, bro. At that point, bro, you're giving them a fucking an internal organ or some shit, bro. Like, it is fucking expensive.
Okay.
I feel it, but
But like,
if you're a youngster, you should take advantage of those things because missed
yeah,
opportunities missed. If you go through it and it's a bad time, you can always go back and like let me go back to my old ways and go back to my roots. Where I feel comfortable. It's like
If
you
you
never know until you go try it. Like I have a half brother, right, from my dad, with his now wife, and he went to college. He had an opportunity like to go to different places. I think one of them was somewhere in the Midwest. I think one of them was for SoCal. Another one was for like somewhere down south. But he settled on going to a community college, direct, like close in the same city of his parents, which is like that's cool. But you had so much opportunities to go do other things, you know. It's like might as well take advantage of it. Don't let other people's feelings get in the way. Like, oh, don't feel sorry. And like, oh man, I gotta hang around. I mean, it's good to have a good heart. You know what I mean? I tell you all the time, don't be a bleeding heart because you got your own fucking problems.
Yeah.
That's true.
But that's cool, Jace. Good opportunities.
Fuck yeah.
So let me ask you this: if you did have the choice, though, between UNR or Hawaii, but you did get offered a scholarship, let's just say from you do decide to play sports and that whatever sport it may be, and like let's just say you play football, like and it's like an SEC school that wants to pick you up. Are you saying fuck, forget the little schools and you're gonna go straight big school, or
I mean, if I have the opportunity to get a scholarship, it's like, yeah, might as well. Because at that point, they see that I have skill high enough to be at playing at that level. So I'd be like,
okay,
fuck yeah, let's just go to that school. But it's like, if they have prospects, but they're like, okay, try going to a smaller school, play there, and then work up to that level, then I would do it. You know what I mean? It's just it's all like it all just depends on like how much skill they see in me. It's like if they want me to just go straight to their school to play for them, it's like why not? Like
You
they
still play?
obviously see that I have talent.
You still play
What's up? Nah. Well, TMCC doesn't. Dude, the only sport they have, I swear to God, it's literally just soccer. Nah, I mean, hey, big ups to if you play that sport, but it's like it's not my thing. I enjoy watching that at a professional level.
Hate soccer, and any person that says soccer is football is a fucking dumb bastard.
Literally, if you're an American saying it's football, then it's like, bro.
We're in America. We throw pigskin.
Yeah, oh God. Shout out Buccaneers for real.
This guy.
I got the Niners on.
My goat, Thomas Edward Brady.
I got McCaffrey wearing right now.
That's valid. That's valid. That's valid.
I still do want to get a Purdy one though. That'd be dope. I like Purdy.
I feel like
I don't
most
know
49ers fans like
I don't know
Purdy.
who the hell, the Raiders, what you guys are going to fully do. I haven't really been paying attention. I know you guys in Tampa, you guys got, I kind of believe in Baker. He's a decent
Oh,
quarterback.
dude, I mean, he came in clutch last season, dude. Like he was putting on the burners at points, but he needs to be on fucking belt to ass mode permanently. Like he needs to play like
the
every game is
Jets.
his last.
The Jets just recently signed fucking that bum from Chicago that got drafted. What was his name? You know who I'm talking about.
I do. I don't remember his fucking name though.
Oh, that's
I
one
can't
of my
remember.
favorite quotes. To call someone a bum, you fucking bum.
Fucking bum. Fucking peon. Like you're trash. Straight
Daddy, here's a
ass.
dollar on my face. Hey, no disrespect to bums like that, but when you call someone a bum when they're actually doing things in life, like what the fuck you doing, man? I know some bums go through it.
You know what's crazy though? Some college players are making more money than players that play in the NFL. Okay, that's crazy.
That's why they stay in college. That's why they stay in college for 12 years too.
They don't know how to manage their money. That's why they get used to spending all that money and hanging out with all the broads and doing the college thing, and then that's where they fuck their money up.
They get zooted off the Fent and then it's all over.
Hell no.
Shit.
So what are you going to college, Jace?
Well, right now I'm trying to do forensics, like forensic science.
Oh, you trying to look at
like crime scene investigation and shit, Make sure no one's munting the bodies, you know what I mean?
Oh, Jesus. And for clarification, what the fuck is that? Sounds like an old mummy trick or some shit like that.
What, munting?
Yeah, the fuck does that mean? That sounds like a old Egyptian mummy.
It's a very graphic ordeal.
All right.
but it's
Are you talking about like necrophilia?
yeah, yeah. I mean, we had a conversation about this a while back before you left.
You're over there laughing.
Yeah, dude.
Uh,
That shit's crazy. That shit was crazy for.
in the
Oof.
warehouse. You guys got a little too deep.
Yeah, no, we were literally like, I don't remember how. This was like 2 months ago, bro. We were like, who was it? Who? I don't remember who was with us. I think. Oh no, because we started talking about it was. I think it was an overtime day,
Oh, we're
and
all
we were all over there like, like we were doing something. But I remember I brought it up. I was like, hey, fuck y'all know about munting. And I think it was X asked me what it was. He was like, "What the fuck is munting?" And I was like, "Look it up, buddy." And I think he regretted that decision, to say the least. He was not fucking with that. But I mean, I won't say it here. It's a little. It's pretty gross. But if you look it up,
I'd rather not.
his phone history forever now. He's gonna get weird fucking suggestions like because of that.
Yeah, on his Instagram feed, he'd be like,
Gonna give him advertisements for like chloroform and rags, zip ties, duct tape,
and fucking burial sites and shit.
shovels.
Oh fuck no. Milwaukee brand shovels and shit.
The best.
He would buy that shit too, unironically.
Well, you seen that Hindu toenail fucking knife you got the other day?
Oh my, bro, yeah. Fucking, dude. Every time someone brings up toenails now, bro, it just reminds me of this fucking video I saw. Just scrolling on Instagram. It was a fucking Instagram reel of this fucking Indian dude making, just Indian street food. And he was cutting the shit with his fucking toenail, bro. I was like,
his toenail was like this. And
yeah.
Pull it down and just fucking rip, and he's sitting there doing it.
Yeah, bro. I'm sitting there like, bro, British people and Indian people just gotta have the worst fucking food on the planet. You got Indian fucking curry toenail dog shit on a fucking plate, and then you got fucking British chippy tea, fucking mushy peas and.
Why is tea so important in British culture? Like, you need tea in a fucking.
Yeah, but the Asians, they drink a lot of.
It's like, yeah, Asians and English people really like tea, but it's different kinds of tea too.
Yeah. See, Brits have like morning tea, afternoon tea, good night tea, but then like the Asians are more like, this is for
it's herbal, yeah.
Asians got specific fucking teas, like they get that shark fin and they put it in the tea or some shit like that.
Yeah, I think for Asians,
these Mongolians, what they do is a thing that they do to make their eyesight good. Like old men that go and they pay to get the blood of a cobra. So what they do is they get a cobra and they hang it by its neck, and then they get a cage with a mongoose. And the mongoose, they're one of the animals that can kill the cobras. So it pisses that fool off. So they hang the tail in his cage, and the mongoose is going crazy, making them mad, attacking him, and then they kill the snake. Then they take that blood and they take shots of the blood. And they said somehow the blood is what keeps their eyesight good. Ain't that some weird shit?
That's some fucked up shit,
wild.
especially from a guy in here that loves reptiles. That is some fucked up shit to hear.
That's some crash out level shit, bro.
I hope the mongoose turns and bites that dude's dick off.
I thought you liked hate and pain.
Not to snakes, dude. That's fucked up. They don't know better. You're just dumb enough to fuck with them.
We can't hear you, Jason. I think your shit's muted.
Jace, you press mute. Press your mute button.
Fucking talking to myself, bro. God damn it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know damn well I don't fuck with fucking snakes, bro.
I know.
Hey, I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I'll fucking scream like a little bitch, bro. I don't give a fuck. Especially when they fucking sneak up on me when I'm trying to work, bro. Like, bro.
You want to see one?
Honestly, when I'm out,
yeah, I mean, hey, I don't mind like household ones, but when it's in the fucking wild and they're just fucking sitting there, I'm like, bro, can you piss off? I'm trying to work.
Well, fuck yourself, man.
Yeah, come on, go slither back into your little corner.
Yeah, I can't wait for the day I'm out and I have my snake round shots on me. I can shoot. You know what those are? They're just bullets, but they're shot like shotgun rounds, but they're like small. So they fucking boom. This guy.
Bro, that shit looked like unneeded dough.
Yeah, what the fuck? What are you making, pretzels?
That's that sourdough, bro. Imagine you're just walking around like butt ass naked and that shit just bites you on the tip, bro. I would start crying. I'm dead.
Mr. Snake Man.
They call him King Cobra, aka Young Venomous,
Fuck you,
aka
no. Yeah.
hey, starts fucking biting the. Hey.
Anyways, thanks. All snakes aside.
Yeah, put the snakes back in their corners, bro.
So you wouldn't mind fucking being like in a crime scene? I could totally see like you coming in a crime scene with your button-up shirt on, with your tie suit and your fucking hands.
My fucking like the camera on the lanyard around my neck and shit. Yeah.
Haircut. You would have the same haircut, but with a gruffy fucking 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, fucking bags under my eyes and shit. Yeah.
Away.
Hey, because I mean, shit's crazy. All right, because I've been in one. Like I've like looked through one.
Like
when yeah, like no, I like so. For context, I was like right before I started working where we work at right now. We like this because this was summer break after my junior year. I got an invitation from the Washington D.C. fucking police department just to do like a little like I guess you'd call it like a little like camp or like little training classes or something because they saw that I took interest in forensics and their forensics team did like they let us do like a little walkthrough of their like labs and stuff and all the material they have and like shit like that. And our very last day we got to go on a ride along just in a police car just for fun, whatever. But we got a call to actually go. Well, lucky for us, we got a call to go to a fucking crime scene. Not lucky for the person who died, obviously. Yeah, rest in peace. Shawty got slimed. But yeah, we had to like put on hazmat suits and shit. And like this crime scene was like days old at that point, so the body's like starting to decompose a little bit. It was the smell. The smell was the worst part. Seeing a dead body is like, yeah, it's a little weird, a little jarring, some uncanny valley type shit.
I know the people like morticians and shit like that. They say it's like the smell of death is something that you need to get used to.
It's like especially for like if it's your first time, bro. That shit is it's beyond rank. That shit is fucking dastardly, dude. But I mean, it was a cool experience. You got to see like all like just like their methods of going through a crime scene and finding out the cause of death, shit like that.
Yeah.
It's very intricate and like you got to be very careful. Like that's like if it's like an old crime scene, that's why you throw on a hazmat suit when the body starts decomposing. But if it's fresh, like you got your fucking latex gloves and then whatever you need to fucking look through some shit. You know what I mean?
You never seen that subreddit? It's called Crime Scene Investigations, where it shows
like yeah.
You seen that shit? It's crazy to think like sometimes they show like I read the description, like one of them was showing like, oh, this woman was found hung, but come to find out like through the investigation that she was placed there and actually she
after death, yeah. Which crazy. Is what kind of yeah that shit is wild. Like which is what happened at my crime scene. It was like, so it turns out the lady died from a gunshot, but her fucking face was caved in the front and in the back. So it was weird. So the back of her head was smacked by a fucking wooden bat. There was little wood chips, like from the bat because the bat was broken and thrown outside.
Oh, so and then chips in her head like this.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think they ended up breaking it on her head. Like that's how fucking hard they hit her. And then her face was caved in, like literally, like so, like here, and then it like fucking curves all the way down her face, like. She was a Caucasian lady, and she got hit so hard she looked Chinese. Is what I'm trying to get at. Like that shit is, it was fucking. That shit was gruesome, dude. But.
So you're saying like, Asian people look like they're dying?
Yeah, she's like, oh, hurry, shit. Oh, welcome to the cracks.
Oh no. For context, Jason, you're Asian too, right?
Yeah, no. Friendly fire is turned on in this lobby, right? But but like that shit isn't like that shit happened before she got shot 3 times in the chest, but it was with a No, thumbs down. Thumbs fucking down for that shit. What
They're
the
like,
fuck?
fuck yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Desert Eagle. Desert fucking Eagle out here, dude.
Someone gave a thumbs up on
No,
you.
my fucking camera, like, whenever I put a thumbs up, it fucking put like it's on FaceTime with like an iPhone. It'll fucking put up a thumbs up if you put a thumbs up. It's fucking stupid. But yeah, like that was before she got shot. So like that, she was alive, like trying to breathe when that shit happened, and she got killed by 3 shots from a Desert Eagle right in the chest.
Damn, that's
That's crazy.
fucking passion right there too, because they not only hit that person to death, but then they shot him afterwards. That's how much heat they
Yeah,
had.
and that was the killing blow right there. It was pretty gruesome, but it's still an interesting experience. You know what I mean?
If
Like,
I was more friendly with cops, I would have wanted to be like a detective like that, like to
yeah,
actually be like a detective, like crime, like solve crime like that. But to be
it's
honest,
interesting.
the
Yeah,
people it's fucked up because a lot of those people have a lot of problems. Like they go through a lot of shit, seeing all that all the time, like
yeah,
death and murder, and like it's fucked up.
and they get like super desensitized to it.
And a lot of those
Yeah.
motherfuckers end up fucking committing suicide or drinking all the time, being alcoholic. I feel bad for those type of people. I used to
Hundred
know this one
percent.
lady, right? She at my old job, bro. I used to work at this weed warehouse. She used to be a paramedics, and the paramedics lady, she's like, she did it for years, like decades, like I think almost 20 years. And she said that she was doing it for a while. And I told her, so what made you stop? And she's like, oh, you guys want to hear a fucked up story? It's like one day it was saving the baby's life and kept bringing the baby back to life. And it was like a 1 year old baby. And the mom's sitting there watching me keep bringing the baby back to life because the baby keeps flatlining. So finally, when the baby passed away, she comes out. She's like, I was working on it for like 3 hours. Finally, the baby passed away. And the mama said, oh, I feel so bad. I'm a crackhead. And I think that's the reason why this all happened. She's like, bitch. She's like, I felt like telling her, you fucking bitch, you would have told me 3 fucking hours ago we would have saved this baby's life. And that's the thing that she said that made her want to stop doing that type of shit. And we all
Just
looked at each
stupid
other
ass
like
people.
that was some cold shit to say. Because those people go through the worst shit seeing people die like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you gotta have a certain type of fucking. You gotta have like the heart to do that kind of shit, man. Like it gets stressful.
I don't even
Yeah,
think they
because
get paid.
they just throw you out to do that shit too. Like I got a couple buddies doing that, like paramedic. They're training to be EMTs and shit. It's bro, that shit, dude. Like they're all my age and they're like already fucking stressing over that kind of shit, man. They send them out and it's like fuck, shit, man. Dealing with retarded ass fucking Reno, goddamn fent heads.
How much of dope heads and shit all the
Yeah,
time.
bro. All the
And
fucking homeless tribes and shit by the river.
honestly, because of how long I've been here, from '99 to now, I've seen Reno thrive. I've seen it go to shit, and it's still in the shit, but I feel like Reno's slowly getting better. Uh, I mean, they are slowly condemning a lot of the hotels downtown, getting, I mean, yeah, it sucks for the people that are there, but at the same time, the drug dealers that went there, the prostitutions, they're slowly cleaning it up. I feel like doing slightly better, but not at a point where the city is thriving.
Yeah, no, we're way far out from that, bro. Especially with the police department out here, dude. All they fucking want to focus on is motherfuckers going 10 over the fucking speed limit on McCarran, dude. Like they're fucking they they they're just fucking inefficient, dude. They're low key ass.
Dude, I almost got into it with this random dude because like I said, I did my orientation for Panasonic and all that, blah blah blah. So I was working with my wife this weekend, and that's why I had to wait until 8 o'clock because we were working. And anyway, 6 o'clock, and this dude fucking my wife. I'm over here on my phone playing this fucking game, and I see this car at the stop sign, and we're parked by the school, and this motherfucker's just staring. So I look up, and he finally slowly creeps away. I look back at my phone, just scrolling, messing around on the game, and then fucking next thing I know, dude, this guy's fucking like slowly creeping up next to my car, and then I fucking flip him off. I'm like, what the fuck? You got a problem and all that. And then he just continues to drive the other way. But I was like, I mean, we just, after that, we left. It was fucking weird.
People nowadays in town are fucking crazy. They want to start shit over nothing. I told you the other day, right? I went to go. I had to take some time off of work because I wasn't feeling well, and I had to go to the doctor to go get my clearance, right? So one of the days I was, all right, I'm gonna go to the store do a couple errands. So in the morning, it's early, like 1 o'clock. So I'm like, cool, I'm gonna do some day drinking today. Go get me a beer. So I go to the store, and I see this lady outside. Always whenever I see someone that wants, oh shit, they went on straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was out there and I seen the lady. She was asking for some money for something to eat, and I was like, "Oh, I don't have nothing right now." And I only have my card. I was thinking like, we'll see how things go. So I came out, bought my beer, and as I'm going in there, the Hindu guy that's running the counter behind the counter, he's being rude. One of the guys that's coming out, older guy, comes out the door and he's like yelling at him, "No!" And he fucking comes out the store and he's all mad. And I can see the Hindu guy all like smiling because he's being rude to the guy. I'm like, what an asshole. I'm like, whatever. So I go in there, buy my beer, come out, and I seen the lady again, and I felt bad. I was like, hey, what do you want? I was like, you want something to drink? You want a beer? Or you want me to get you money for drugs? Or you want something to eat? What do you want? It's like, whatever you want, I'll give you the money for it now, but you got to tell me what you want it for. Don't lie to me. It's like, oh, no, I'm just hungry. I haven't eaten. And I was like, I'll get you something to eat. It's like, come in here with me, and you can get anything you want. All right, cool. And she was in there, and I was telling her, hey, why don't you get this? Get a pizza or this and that. You get a deal. And she's like, oh, no, I can't. I'm vegan. I'm like, all right, whatever. Get what you got to get. So the whole time I'm sitting there waiting, it's like, I'll get a bag of chips. I'm sitting there waiting, and the Hindu is all mad. He's all looking at her. I'm like, what the fuck is he looking at her for? And I told him, like, hey, man, she's not going to steal nothing. And if she takes something, I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. I'm not looking at her. I was like, hey, calm yourself, man. Calm down. Told him like that, calm yourself. And he's all mad, trying to give me that attitude. I was like, whatever, man. So I'm waiting in the line. Some dude's in front of me. And I come into the counter. I was like, hey, man, I'm just letting you know. Don't be rude to the lady. I'm giving her the money to pay for anything she wants in here. I'm not being like that. I was like, hey, calm yourself. Don't start with that shit. I'll tell you right now, motherfucker, you want to start that shit? I'm telling you right now, don't be fucking rude to that lady. She's a homeless lady and she's hungry. I'm buying her something to eat. He's like, oh, no, you motherfucker. And I was like, oh, me, motherfucker? I was like, okay. All right. He's like, you need to leave. You're abusing your time in here. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I'm going to leave, but I'm going to fucking abuse your ass. So let's get outside. Come on. And he got all quiet. And he's like, don't you ever fucking tell me that shit when I come in here, motherfucker. Don't ever be rude to someone like this in front of me. And for once, I seen all the white people around. They look at me like, damn, you stood up for that lady. And I said, well, yeah. And I told him like this, this is America. Everyone deserves respect no matter what they're going through. Remember that shit. And ever since then, every time I go in that fucking 7-Eleven, that motherfucker, I seen that fool run to the back like he's scared. He's like, well, shit, don't act like a rude bitch then, fool. Like, people need a fucking lesson in manners nowadays. It's like, be respectful. People don't want to act right with you. Then that's when you come at them. Like, what's your fucking problem, man?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. 100%.
That shit made me hella mad. He's like, can't do nothing nice for people without other people just acting like an ass. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, I mean, I could go and say a lot right now, but it's probably best if I don't. But people here are very disrespectful. I don't know why you think it would be in a way bigger city, a lot more populated, but Reno and Sparks, if you want, I don't care if you count, when I say Reno and Sparks, I mean all of Reno and Sparks. So if you want to be more in detail, that goes for Sun Valley, Stead, that goes for Golden Valley, Lemon Valley.
All of the whole.
Everyone here thinks they're entitled.
Way in like the nicer neighborhoods, like in like Hidden Valley, or like.
So that's what I'm saying. Me and my wife were parked on the side of the street fucking today, and we're Ubering, DoorDash, Grubhub, and whatnot. But we're fucking just sitting right next to a school because we just got done dropping off an order and whatnot, and we're trying to get the next one going and whatnot. And like I said, dude just comes up to the stop sign. I'm on my phone playing a game. He fucking stares for a minute. When I finally look up, he drives away, and then he like creeps by, dude. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then he just drives off. So I put my finger, I flipped him off through the window. I was hoping he was going to turn around because, like, if you're dumb enough to throw hands, dude, I'm dumb enough too. So let's fucking do it, whatever. But he kept driving, so I was like, let's just fucking. She's like, let's go, I'm done. So we called it a night. I texted you. I was like, you ready? I was like, we could do it at 7:30, but we waited.
I feel you, man. People always like that with that shit in town. It's like I feel like they get all uppity about their neighborhoods and they don't like seeing new people in their neighborhood. Even if you belong there, they're like, "Who the fuck are you in this neighborhood?" Like people need to be more homely. And remember that all those old motherfuckers that are over there doing that shit now, you motherfuckers are gonna live forever. Better get used to that shit. This is Reno, and you know it's this country is all diversified with all different types of people. Get fucking used to it. People are gonna come in your neighborhood that are different. The fuck? You're not gonna live forever, motherfucker. There's probably gonna be a day when the person that you hate the most, those type of people that motherfucker hates the most, probably one day is gonna own his fucking house when this punk ass dies one day. He's like, be fucking humble with people, man. He's like, I do that a lot. I told you that, right? Sometimes with people I don't really like, I give them a chance because there's sometimes like I met a couple good friends, just like, man, I don't really like that motherfucker. But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut. And then the more
Like,
you know,
that's how
yeah,
we met. You're like, fuck this guy.
yeah. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know this motherfucker. And then you start talking to him more. And he's like, no, I know why he's like that. I respect that guy. He's cool. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
You gotta get
cool,
people.
man.
What the hell happened to Big J?
I think he. You want to text him, call him, or something? I don't know what happened with him. I'll text him right now. He's like, I'm going to bed. His girlfriend called him. He's in trouble. Hopefully, X is doing well.
Yeah, hopefully. You know, he's not gonna be back to work for at least another week or so.
Damn.
Which is all right. You know what I mean? I just hope they don't. Hope they don't fuck with them. Yeah, what the hell, man? Maybe his shit
He got
died.
in trouble. Nah, he got in trouble.
He got in trouble by his daddy. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about over here?
That's what he just wrote me. He had to go talk to him about something.
Cut his shit off, huh? So, anyways, Dave, you have anything interesting to talk about? I wanted to talk about some Native American culture.
Let's do it.
All right, so I would like to talk about a good story of Sitting Bull. You ever heard of? No, not Sitting Bull. Sitting Bull 2. He's a good story. But you ever heard the story of Crazy Horse?
Yes. Not 100%, but yeah, I've heard.
Yeah. I've always heard bits and pieces growing up from because remember when Native Americans and different tribes they always have their own like point of views and the way they tell their stories and shit. You know, translation between tribes is always different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Sitting Bull was a part of the Lakota members. What is that shit called? I was looking this up today too. But yeah, but Crazy Horse, his name wasn't actually Crazy Horse. It was a family given name because back in those days you earn your name. So his dad and his grandpa were named Crazy Horse. He was known actually as Light. Those days, Native Americans, we didn't have brown hair. So to see a Native American without black hair was kind of odd. So they seen a brown haired Native American, so they used to call him light hair. But he was really smart and he knew a lot of shit. Like he was not the best at things, like he wasn't the best shot or like the fastest at most times, but he had a lot of wisdom. Like he like inherently knew like what to do in certain situations, like what's the best outcome it could be. You know, those people that have those instincts in life, you know. And he was a born leader. But another thing too, he was quiet. A lot of people say like stories about him too. And another thing too, there was never a picture taken of him. He never wanted to get his picture taken. So there was never actual physical proof of what he looks like. There was always like depictions of him and shit. Never took a picture. It's because he never wanted to. And those times they started coming around taking pictures of the tribes people in the 1800s because it was like 1855 around that time. 1850s is when he was around in his time. He was never taken a photo of. He was always a quiet person, and he always was the type of person to speak only when it matters. But he was more quiet, wisdom. So like he would joke around when he was with his tribes people in a war party. or when he was in his teepee, but when he was out and about, like in his tribe, like in his camp, he wasn't really like conscious of people. Like he was in his own mind.
Okay.
The reason why he got that name is because in Native Americans, we have their beliefs at a certain time in a man's life. You go on a spiritual journey, so you go and have a vision. So he went out and had a vision, and his vision involved him seeing the sky light up with lightning and hearing thunder, and then he saw a hawk fly above him, a red hawk, and then he started seeing arrows and bullets fly above him, but none of them hit him. But then he's seen the ancestors of his people come up from beneath him and grab him and pull him off his horse. And they would call people that had visions of thunder dreamers. And those people that are thunder dreamers are strong warriors, but they're always meant to do what they're not expected of. So normally, what you would expect a Native American to do, he was expected to do the opposite because he's a lightning dreamer. So that's why he was always in his head about things. Like he didn't want to do what people expected him of, like being intermingling with people in the camp and the tribes people. He was always thinking like that. He was always conscious about things.
Okay.
And in his
I didn't
vision,
know.
yeah, in his vision that saying his people bring him down, that was a vision later, like the medicine man telling him that's like your end is gonna be your own people. It's gonna be the end of you. And the way he died was like that too. His own people held him down while the cavalry stabbed him because they got in an argument and shit like that. That's another story for another day. I'm gonna get my facts on that. That story's pretty interesting too. But
Dude, that's crazy.
yeah, the craziest thing about that too is a lot of people don't know the story of how he really came in to be the chief of his tribe and lead his tribe to great things. He was Lakota, so Lakota are technically Sioux. The Sioux were the name other Native Americans gave them for because they were murderers. They were just vicious. They were known for taking shit over.
Yeah.
Lakotas are there are 7 different how do you say it? 7 different clans within the Lakota nation, and one of them's Oglala, one of them's the Brule. I know he's with the Oglala, which they come from the Black Hills, really sacred native land. But during the time he came to be more important to his tribes people was during the time he was a young teenager, about 17 years old. There is a story of a native boy that was a Lakota that killed a cow of another tribe or whatever. So the cavalry near Fort Laramie came down to come and get justice because those native boys fucking around killed the cow. Some white man somewhere. So they come down and say, who was it that did that? This and that. So they got in an argument. They shot one of the natives, and all the natives killed the 30 of them. So it sparked a lot of controversy within them. And he was a part of that too. Crazy Horse was in the war party that got in the fight and killed the 30 men from the Fort Laramie. So in 1855, retaliation for the soldiers, it was led by a war party led by General Will Harney. And he went to the Lakotas and asked them, we need justice for the 30 men that were killed. But they went in a time when all the men were out, the majority were hunting for their people. So they said, no, this is what happened. They killed one of ours, so we had to retaliate. So what they did in retaliation is they killed 70 people and took about 80 people prisoner. Most of them are men and children. And what's fucked up about the whole deal of that, he got the nickname the Harney Woman Butcher because they'll actually butcher the women and cut their breasts off and throw them at each other and play with it. And Crazy Horse was one of the first people that came across the aftermath of that. So for him, it really made a big impact in his life and how he wanted to help his tribes people. So that's the start of him actually becoming the person that he was, seeing the atrocities of what happened after they came and killed all those people, the women and the children.
That is fucking crazy. I did not know any of that.
Yeah, it's a long story. A lot of people don't know the culture of like the fucked up things that the cavalry came and did to the native people.
See, so I showed you a photo of my dad. all that. So with me growing up, dude, it was different. Like my dad didn't tell me about like Great Warriors. He talked a lot about the Medicine Man. But for me, my dad was huge into the vision test, which was with him and his tribe, which was dancing around the rattlesnake. And maybe that's why I'm like enthused and love rattle or just snakes in general. I don't fucking know. But he had a lot of stories about that. He had a lot of stories about Bigfoot, or known as Sasquatch, and the odor of Sasquatch lingering around when it was close enough. Um, but he didn't tell me anything about warriors, really, man.
Yeah, stories that are good to know, especially being a native. Everyone should know a little piece of history. The great tribes people of different clans. Like another person of Lakota, everyone should be aware of is Black Elk, the Lakota's greatest medicine man they had, and he was very wise too.
But no, dude, it's fascinating. Just some of the old ways of the remedies they would use to cure shit. Like, just some of it makes so much sense. Like the whole reason, like a lot of people now use. I'm keeping it honest. A lot of people now use marijuana, or and just their daily need, and like it's just a way for them to cope, to play their video games and watch this TV show and enjoy the food they're eating. There's medicines that they use like marijuana and other cactus leaves or whatever it may be, but like there was ways of curing the body without taking man-made powdered medicine to a pill form
Oh yeah, I believe in
that
that.
that might have side effects 20 years down the road.
My grandpa will always tell me that too. His dad was a medicine man, a Navajo medicine man, and he told me a lot about how it's all about being really in touch with Earth, like with the
So
element.
when here's how far it goes with me. So you and I have worked together. I'm not going to bring up the company name out of due respect for you. But when I was there, did I ever ask for aspirin? What did you like? I don't. I never. I don't do Tylenol. I don't do Advil. I don't fucking Tums aren't like no Rolaids. Dude, I just none of that. I really don't like taking medicine. Like anything that's pill form, I don't fucking want it. If I got a fucking headache, drink some fucking water.
You're right, yeah. I'd really like to stay away from shit like that, like for real. Like try to keep us healthy without having to take shit like that. The only things that I have to take allergy medicine. But even then, like recently, I was like, fuck, I had bad allergies the other day, and I was like, I had to take an allergy pill. And even then, that motherfucker didn't help. So I was like, I don't know why the fuck I even took that shit.
We were talking about tea earlier, and I wanted to say this. My dad would take sagebrush with some other like pine needles and some other shit, and fucking he'd make tea out of that, man. It'd be very bitter, but it was good, all
With the
right. Yeah, and pine needles and fucking
yeah,
once in a while.
when my
Go ahead.
grandma passed away a few years ago, right? She wanted to have more of a traditional Navajo funeral, so she was dressed in the Navajo dress with the scarf at her waist and all that too. But she wanted us to be able to do like the ceremony. The way you do it is you're supposed to do bless yourself. So after you come out of the service, you come out and you drink a certain blend of it's a tea. And I didn't know what it was. We had to talk to the relatives back home in Shiprock, New Mexico, to tell us what to get together to be able to do that. They actually send us that thing too. We're like, what do we gotta get? This and that. It's like, no, it's a certain blend of this and that. We'll send it to you. They send us a package, her dress, her gown, and all that stuff, and then the tea. And they explain it to us. The way we do it is we're all supposed to drink it, and then dip the tips of our fingers in it, and then bless ourselves like this. And then we get the sage, and then we bless ourselves too. It's just supposed to bless the spirits that may be lingering around and bless us and make sure nothing happens and helps my grandma pass on. What's weird about that whole thing too, I've been through a few funerals. That's the most peace I've ever felt in a funeral was when we did that ceremony for my grandma.
So here's a question for you. I could go a little into detail for this, but I can't go crazy. What's your beliefs on the Great Spirit?
A great spirit. But like I said, Dave, like my beliefs is I'm Christian.
Correct. No,
The the great spirit,
forget
yeah.
the forget the white side of you. Okay, I'm sorry. Forget the white side of you.
The
Okay.
creator, I feel it's just how can I explain? So it's like unexplained and native. That's
For me, this is what my dad said. This is what he would tell me when I was growing up. He'd be like, the Great Spirit is pretty much a reincarnation. He's like, you're lucky to be a human this time. Next time you might be a flower. Next time you might be a tree. Next time you might be an animal. It all depends on what you did with your life. It all depends on the outcome, the heavy, the negative, the positive, everything that happens is. But with the Great Spirit, you're constantly connected into a life cycle.
see that's deep native shit, real deep medicine man type shit. For me, I have a different point of view on it. You know what I mean? And coming from where my last generation, like my grandparents telling me on their beliefs, is different. You know, because like your dad's more like old school, like even more so than my grandparents probably, just in his native ways of beliefs in creator and the earth and all that too. Like how in the mornings we're supposed to pray to the sun rising. Like we wake up giving sun praises because it's another day, it's another blessing that the Creator gave to us. That's Navajo beliefs, but in like I said, every different culture is different too.
Correct, because I like you said, you're Navajo and Paiute.
Yeah, Shoshone Paiute.
Just showing Paiute. I'm Paiute, and what you like to call the white man one, Cherokee.
Cherokee. Cherokees. They're the whitest natives of us all.
Yeah, they are honestly, and no, I mean, no shame. That's pretty
Still,
much, I guess, everywhere you look.
let me call this big bash. Let me call this dude.
He's not, dude. He's in trouble, bro.
You think he got in
You gotta
trouble?
do it. No, do it twice. Like last time, do it twice. 775.
Come on, Big J. He's probably taking a dump or something.
Dude, I should call his stepdad. I almost said his name and be like, "You ruined this podcast, bro."
He probably didn't like us talking about weed.
Oh, we.
He's like, "Where's that weed at, huh?" All right, let me tell you something that happened
I gotta pick my mom up.
lately, right? Remember we're all talking about Ouija boards and all that shit last time, right, Dave?
Okay.
Well, after that, the following week, my wife was telling me she's like, she's seen a package come to my house, and it was a Ouija board. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And she told me like this: "It's a Ouija board, but it was a small one, a little one." I was like, "What do you mean?" It was like a little ass package, this and that. I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, it wasn't at the door, like we usually get packages. It was on the street." I was like, "On the street?" It's like, "Yeah." I was like, "What the fuck is that doing on the street, on the sidewalk?" So she went over there and she seen it. And she didn't see no return address, and it said my name. And she's like, she looked in it, and she's like, "I knew what it was because I seen the symbols." And she's like, "I fucked that. I threw that away. I didn't even tell you." It was like a week later she told me. I was like, "What? Why'd you tell me that shit?" She's like, "No, your family was here too, so we were busy, this and that." And I was like, "Oh, whatever." So just don't bring that shit in the house.
Nah, so two things, dude. Okay, something's gonna. Well, when they. No, hold on. Hear me out.
You're a
Before you
devil
say
worshiper?
no,
That's the two things.
well, let's classify on that. First off, I am very in tune with my dad that I dearly miss. He served his country for 22 years, and knew how to speak his native language and English very well. But as for me, I am a Satanist, but I also believe my dad's ways. Okay, so the native in me, but the not native side is also in tune to the devil. But at the same time, I'm in tune with the Great Spirit. Meaning, I will come back, but the hate will still be there. Don't worry about that. But okay.
I have a lot of
um,
respect for Dave too. Like you're in touch with your native roots, like deeply, and that's something to be proud of. That is. You don't see that
my
nowadays.
dad. Oh, dude, my dad will never leave me. I have shit on my wall. My wife, dude, we I have my dream catchers in my car. Like I have something constantly around me that reminds me of my dad. I miss him dearly and I love him like no other. Um, but now I forgot where I was going with that shit.
Yeah, I was telling you about the Ouija board shit.
Oh, so two things are gonna happen. When X is better, you, me, and X are gonna get together. We're gonna get together when you guys have a 4-day weekend, which sounds like
We
let
are.
me know. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's
Maybe
gonna
do.
happen. Well, even if you guys get like a Monday off. Anyway, so we got to play we got not play, but we got to do the Ouija board. Okay, that's one. The
I'm not
two,
if we're not
no,
doing
no, no, no. You got to understand, it's not going to be at your place. It's not going to be at my place. It's not going to
it.
be at X's place. We're going
Hey,
to go in the middle of nowhere and do this.
we're gonna do the podcast, and you guys will be sitting next to each other, right, like how you're doing right now, and I'm gonna be over here in my house, and you guys can do that.
And number two, how would you feel about going to an abandoned fort?
Ford, you can't fuck with old spirits. Old spirits are worse than these new spirits.
I never said that's why I was going to that fort. I just said I just said how would you feel about going to
That's how
an abandoned fort?
that's how I feel about it. You can't fuck with old spirits, man. I don't know if I want to be
No,
around.
no, no. So it's not to do the Ouija board or nothing like that. It's to see like there's stuff with native, there's stuff with the Asian side, the white side, the black side. There's a fort that's right outside Cherry Creek, Nevada that you're allowed to go to. Uh, but they have like some dude, you'll get lucky and find like a really old arrowhead. Um, they got some cool shit, dude. Just it's something. It's abandoned. You're allowed to go and check it out. It's pretty.
I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna run into those hillbillies you're telling us about.
So what? Aren't you Mr. Gunman over there?
No, but you guys aren't. I don't want to be responsible for your lives. Also,
First
like,
off, I care. I got my gun. You ain't gotta worry about that.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to bring an arsenal down there. I don't know, man.
I got
Feels
my
like
force.
feels awkward. We're missing Xavier today, man. We're missing the skid loader part of the story we're telling right now. Like that one time the
Yeah,
skid. Damn it, Xavier.
he said he's gonna be back though, Jace. He has to pick up his mother from a concert.
Jace?
I want. Yeah,
Oh, now
he had
he
to go
tells
pick
us
up his
stuff.
mom.
Gotcha.
His
So,
dad
Dave, is
was
there
like,
anything
"Hey,"
interesting?
I was gonna say his dad was like, "Either you go pick up your mom right now, or I'm gonna tell you about some weed because I was watching the podcast."
But he's gonna go snitch him out. Fuck, that sucks. That means everyone in the spot's gonna want to see what's up. I don't want to be the happening. Like, tune in to what the fuck's happening.
What do you mean, well, not what's happening, dude? Like, this is our opportunity to shine. Like, no offense to X, but like, this is our show. Like, okay, look at it like this: if you were down, or if I was down, I would hope you two would be able to continue. If I was like, middle of surgery twice, um, yeah. So,
There's a lot of info right there.
not really.
But anyways, Dave. So, anything interesting you want to talk about?
Yes. What is honestly? So tell me, what's your favorite sport?
Football, I would say.
Who and who did the Raiders go for this year for your quarterback?
I'll
This
say
is
right now, I could give a fucking shit less about all that. I'm not really into the sports thing like a lot of fucking like a lot of dudes my age. I'm not like I spent the last like 10 years, and I don't like saying that, legally growing marijuana on my own time and being a part of all that marijuana culture and the gun culture. So to me, I had a lot of time and other shit. You know,
have you ever shot a bow?
a bow?
Like
No,
like a native bow, not. I've shot a compact. I've shot a native bow. I've shot an auto.
a
I've
compound.
never. I've shot a compound. I've shot an auto, and I've shot a like what my dad would call it, like a native bow. Like
Or just
um,
school bow, just like a regular fucking. I'd be down to do something like that. To shoot a bow and arrow,
archers.
yeah, you need to have skill. People that go hunting, they use the bow and arrow. Even the compound bow, that's fucking. You gotta have skill to do that shit. But then again, a lot of people cheat doing that shit. Have you seen what they have? Like they have the arrows when you shoot the animals. They'll like it's a poison arrow. So as soon as it hits them, they'll start throwing up and they'll just sit like fucking fall over and die.
No, that's fucked up. If you can't
Yeah,
do it like legitly,
that's fucked up. I'd rather just shoot them.
like so here's another thing for you. I want to know, like for you, like for like, did you have a nickname from the native side, like growing up? So for me, um, just to keep it honest, is my dad would say that he always wanted a son, and I was the firstborn son, right? So there was Lucy, Marilyn, Amanda, Stacy, then me, but I was the firstborn, but fifthborn child, but firstborn son. So my nickname growing up was White Buffalo. Did you have a nickname of?
Because you grew up, your dad was native, you know what I mean, and he, in the house was more like, the men most of the time they take charge in the culture side, mother has input, but whatever, it's kind of the dad's input mainly. My dad was Mexican, so I grew up really in a lot of a Mexican culture too. You know what I mean? When I
Okay.
grew up, yeah, I grew up with my mom. She's native. Like my grandparents, they're native, but I really never really had a native nickname like that from my grandparents and my mom. The only nickname I would say I was given, I remember when I went to visit, one of the times I went to go visit in Chevron, New Mexico, and I seen some of my relatives back home over there. They were like, "Oh, it's first time you ever seen a Navajo and a Mexican." He's like, "Well, you know what we call a mixture like that? We call you cool waters." He's like calm waters. Like, what do you mean? It's like, oh, that's the mixture of your blood. That's what it means to have that. It's like having calm waters. It's like, what? That's like the opposite of me. I can be a real angry person sometimes. Shit. But no, never had a nickname like that, dude. Oh
All right.
yeah, I guess we're gonna have to wait for Big J then.
Okay, so let me ask you, like, I could tell you some shit that my dad told me, but if all the people, so like, uh, what do you, so I guess because you are tied to this, and I am kind of tied to it, I believe, but in a way, I don't think our heritage was connected to Pyramid Lake. I think yours was more connected to Pyramid Lake. So do you have any of your own thoughts and not just what, I mean, if someone told you something, of course, growing up and it became your, ideal logic, that's cool. I understand. But without the plaques at Pyramid Lake and all that, what do you feel about the pyramids on the lake?
I feel like there's a lot of like I feel like a lot of spiritual shit going on there. It has to do with a lot of probably It probably goes back to probably some old medicine man from a long time ago that was a part of the tribe, that was the clan that was there near the water during that time, that put some type of shit on around there. Because like I said, every time, no matter what, every time I go there, I always see someone else going getting in some shit. Whether it be a flat tire or someone's drowned or someone went missing, it's always some shit that goes down. Like never a time that I go, nothing's happening, you know. But I feel like it's just old. Like people don't respect Native American land. It's like I wish Jace was here too, because that's the whole thing for like Hawaii. Like people that go to Hawaii, they get a piece of the sand, they put it in a jar, they take a rock home or something, and then they have weird shit happen to them. Like they start having like visions or bad dreams or shit's happening to them, and then they go take a trip back and they go take that shit back because it's the spirits of the people there. You know, it's like their land. You're fucking with them. You know, I feel like that's what happened in Pyramid Lake. But then again, too, like I think we talked about the story about that, right? About the woman that cried the lake because she was waiting for a man to come back for her. Yeah, we talked about that last time. And then the story of the water babies. That all that shit. It's crazy to think that's not one occasion. That's already two occasions that like some prolific type shit spiritually happened there. You know.
Have I told you the story about the time I was doing installation at Pyramid Lake?
Uh.
Okay. So this is a legit true story. For one, it happened to me. For two, the guy that also happened to is probably still alive. Forgot his name. Forgot who he was. Doesn't matter. What matters is what happened. What happened was I worked for this place called DRI. It was drywall roofing insulation. I was a foreman on the installation side. We won a bid on a job that was a couple houses to do at Pyramid Lake. They were rebuilding on a native burial ground. So when they start digging, they start building the houses on Pyramid Lake a couple of years, I want to say 8 years ago. There's probably some kind of story that could back this up too, that houses went up. While we were there, we went there 3 days. The first day just seemed eerie, like just didn't seem right. Just didn't feel nobody there felt comfortable. Nobody felt like they belonged. All the guys were like, "Hurry up, just get this shit done." Day two, same shit. No one just this is fucking weird. Let's just hurry up, get it done. It's one of those places like in the middle of nowhere. You just don't want to be. Day three, they're like, Rambo, you and I think it was Jason. You guys need to go down and finish the last two subfloors. And we get to the first one, we knock it out within an hour or two. We take a quick break, about 20 minutes. You know, I have a cigarette, whatnot, text my wife, blah, blah, blah. We go down to the second floor. This is where everything turns around. We go down, we go to the second house, we go in the subfloor, and we start doing the basement, the whole subfloor, everywhere in the house, the whole subfloor. If it was part of the basement and went further down, you got to crawl on your belly between about 3 foot gap or less at some points to fill in the insulation. But while doing this, my coworker, he's like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, I look over, I have my headlamp on, he has his on. It's a dress inside the ground, but it's a little girl's. And at first, he pulls it out and starts laughing and throws it at me. And he's like, "Look at this." I look at it. The fabric looks like it was made in like the 1800s. I immediately, as soon as it touched my hand, I felt guilt. I immediately dropped it, and he found a teddy bear. The teddy bear, I shit you not, dude, its eyes were bright as fuck red. When he showed me that bear and the light shined from my eye from the headlamp to the eyes of the bear, we heard someone running on top of the fucking subfloor, like on the ground. The whole fucking time, I got scared. He got scared. We went upstairs. Nobody was fucking there. It was a fucking Saturday. Nobody else was working. We heard footsteps and laughter the whole fucking time after he disrespected that shit. And I shit you not, Native American spirits are not ones you want to fuck with. They are true to their word. Unlike other beliefs, at least my half from my ancestors, we believe that everything comes back tenfold, but you only take negative and positive with those that you carry with love and hate. If you have hate, negative will happen. Negative has happened to me, but a lot of love has happened because I showed the people that I love a lot of love.
I believe in that shit too, Dave. A lot of the times too, people don't realize the people, the natives that died in those times in the 1800s and shit like that. They're the most afflicted. You know, it's like afflicted spirits. You know, like that. That's why you ever see places like, especially like in Mexico, where people are like fucking murdered and mutilated and shit, and they have the spirits heavily in there. A lot of activity, like in Brazil too. Down in Brazil, they have a lot of fucking hauntings and shit. It just goes to show you the more brutal their deaths is, and the more gruesome, like the way they went out, the more fucked up, their spirits hang around like that. It just goes to show you it's so fucked up to say, but a lot of Native Americans died in a fucked up way back in those times, and now their spirits hang around in a real bad negative way, and that's why a lot of people tell them like, hey, when it comes to Native American burial grounds, don't fuck with it, stay away from it. There was that story of down south somewhere where they had a Native American chief burial ground. They told him, "Oh, we're gonna come and build the highway through here, this and that. We're gonna have to buy the land for you." And he's like, "We don't want to." They ended up fighting in the court. They lost, and one of the elders from their tribe told him, I'm telling you now, you guys build that highway there, there's gonna be a lot of deaths." And there was a lot of deaths on that highway too, attributed to like this natural disaster, like fog coming in out of nowhere, um, blind spots that people don't come a certain angle and they come and crash and die in the same spot all the time. So you don't fuck with old native things like that, man.
No, you honestly don't. Like they're honestly like, especially with those who are truly native and understand this, like not disrespecting anyone because if you're not native, I get it. Like it is like only certain people are certain races, like for a reason. But for a native to believe, depending on the belief, once again, this goes into heritage. But depending on the belief and the heritage, then it decides on your belief, and with your belief is a different outcome from just like it is with the white people. Like I am slightly white, I guess. I guess I am. um but it's like Christian, right? There's Pentecostal, there's Christian, there's Catholic, there's Mormon. I mean, there's a lot more sub floors of Christianity around there. There's Saint Baptist. There's so many different ones, but at the end of the day, they all follow pretty much the same. I want to almost the same God, but at the same time, natives carry such a true spiritual belief. It is more different than a lot of different cultures that are out there. I'm not going to say like it's different from everybody. There are some other ones, like probably say the Aztecs, the Mayans. They're probably roughly around the same. But they are one of the ones that so true spiritually believe that when positive happens, but when negative happens, negative happens. And when you disrespect the ground of a chief, of a medicine man, of anyone that was a high piece of loyalty, love, respect of that tribe, and you built something over it because you're like, it's a piece of land. I can fucking buy it. I don't care if they died there. I'm gonna mow it out, fucking trench it out. I'm gonna build my electrical fucking cabinet, have it come underneath. I'm gonna have my own electric on my own big house, and then you wonder why shit breaks and it's all fucked up because you guys choose to disrespect the people that have choose. So that's another thing. Like we live in a time that everything's so washed that true beliefs are slowly dying because we just continue to destroy and destroy and to make and make, and there's too many people now.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Am I
I
saying too
believe
much
that is
or?
true. I don't know. I like hearing it, Dave. You got a lot of good, interesting facts and points that you like to say. It's good to hear it from another native, not just another native that I know in my family. Yeah, a lot of culture though,
Well,
man. You know what is it? Amityville Horror. You know that house that the murders happened into. I know they said
yes,
that
sir.
that
Of
was
course.
had some, yeah, it had something to do with them being in the Native American burial grounds too. That the house was
Bro,
built on.
you don't fuck with someone that has had great life success. And people want to base success off cash. It's not about cash. There was a lot more back in the day than money.
The thing about back in the day, like you can live off the land. I remember my grandpa told me at one point that was his plan back in the day, like in the '70s, to buy a ranch and live off the land, get a couple cattle, get a little, garden going or whatever, farm a little something so you can live off the land. I was like, really? Is that possible? And he's like, well, maybe. In those days, it was not too hard. It's like nowadays, you can't. You have to rely on getting water. You got to rely on, if you want to have electricity, you want to fucking flush your turds down the toilet, or shit in the hole. There's a lot of things that if you want to live off the land and like go the old school ways like that, it's possible, but it's just sacrifices you would have to make. I feel like the way society has evolved and gotten better and had all the advancements and all that kind of like made us soft, like we're too dependent on things, and like we're too cash driven with things. It's like
I,
people.
I'd I'd rather go the old school way, dude. Honestly, if I had $1 million and like you can't even build a house, the land itself just cost $1 million. It was like I don't. Let's just say 5 acres, 10 acres, whatever, in the middle of nowhere. Fuck, I'm taking that, dude. I'd give every dime that I had just for that, just because I'd rather live on my own. I'd rather. I'm sorry, but I'd rather be more in tune with like the Great Spirit or and maybe Satan. Who knows? Like who fucking knows? But at the end of the day, I would feel more comfortable living in my own spirituality than going to a 9 to 5 and slaying for the and just working my ass off for the man, just so he could take away everything that I built my whole life to make someone else's lives 100 years later better. Like I get it, I kind of do, but at the same time I don't.
Yeah, feel you the same way. Yeah, things were a
Just
lot
crazy,
simpler back then.
man. A lot simpler. Now everything's crazy. Used to be able to shoot a guy in Reno. In Reno, back in the day, because he cheated at poker and you couldn't prove that he cheated. You just said he did.
Yeah, he said, hang motherfuckers! You stole my horse. Hang that motherfucker! It's like, damn, fucking law was real back then. Crazy how times
Now,
change. At the turn of the century, like from the 1900s, it's like the death of the cowboy era. It's like the Western times are over once it hit 1900, which is like the modernization of America was already setting in. It's the times change so quickly.
that's crazy too. Is how fast it changed in the last 125 years. If you want to go that like to 1900 exactly to now, what 126 years? Because 19 and then 1901, yeah, 125, 126. But just how fast of advancement that we have gone through. I, dude, honestly, like I don't want to be the next dumbass up here saying that he knows what's going to happen or predict something, but I I don't see advancement in the world anymore. I just see chaos. It's not that I want to see negative. It's just seeing it with other people, how people drive, how people walk, how people talk to each other, how they like how people just constantly run their mouths when the other person they're running their mouth about isn't right there in front of them. Um,
I feel like it's just society and like the way technology has made us like just bitter people and like just fight over the dumbest shit. People are so disrespectful nowadays. It's like they come at people so wrong, and it's like they don't know how to like be like homely and like friendly to people. And I feel like they think too much of themselves. It's good to be like have good self esteem, but people think way too much of themselves nowadays, and they think that their problems are more important than the next man's. I mean, it's good to fucking think about yourself a lot sometimes, but be nice to the next person. You never know what motherfucker's having a bad day. That's the person that's gonna pull a gun out and kill you because you're being an asshole for no reason.
yeah, no, I feel you. And honestly, just show you know what, show people the kindness because the more you kill them with kindness, you just make them kinder.
Uh-huh. It's like this one movie I
But
saw. two dudes are arguing. He's like, "I hope you have a nice day." So, well, yeah, have a nice week.
What?
You didn't see that shit? He's like, "Yeah, hope you have a nice month, a great." Kill him with your kindness, man. Well, I don't think Big J's coming back then.
I don't think so either. I think, well, he is. He said he is. I honestly believe that he's picking up his mom because Nick's too fucked up and drunk.
He's drunk at home.
I shouldn't have said his name, but I did.
Nick
I mean, it's not
Swanson.
like, yeah, there you go.
Getting a little too tough today. Oh man! All right, so what area did you grow up in, Dave? In the 90s and like the early 2000s?
I was born in '88. I was born in Wiesbaden, Germany. My dad served in the military, so I do have rights to be a German citizen and an American citizen at the same time. Um, Also, I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, Bakersfield, and Oildale, California, and then Reno, Nevada.
Fuck, you
And
went
I've been,
everywhere. A true
yeah.
army rat. Damn, that's crazy, Dave. Do you miss some of the places you used to grow up in?
Germany, I don't remember. Um, Fort Worth, I do remember a little bit about Texas. Um, Not too much. I do remember going to the base and being in a tank and some other little like details of like being at like a preschool, but majority of it is in Bakersfield and Oildale and Reno or Nevada.
So, would you ever go back to Germany if you had the chance?
No, because I feel like that's where my hate comes from.
Uh-huh. All that screaming and yelling and shit, huh? What the fuck's up
Yeah,
with them do that shit? It's like, can't they say it calmly?
it's kind of like the Russians when they talk. It just sounds so negative, right? Like it's
Well, the
kind of
Russians,
like
I don't know about the Russians. Don't sound like so angry though. Like I feel like when the Germans say things, it's like kind of like they're saying it like they're holding back their hatred for you when they're saying the words to you. Even if they're saying, "How you doing? Nice day." Sneaking, Schneider, like, fucking like what the hell? But then the Russians are just like they're different. Like they sound like they're drunk even when they're not drunk. It's kind of like a slow, like European sounding thing. Yeah, Russians are weird.
yeah, I would agree. I don't know. They sound like they don't give a fuck when they talk. Like they're like, what are you gonna do about it?
What is up with the Russians that hang out with all the bears? Do you see that shit?
Are you talking about Alex?
No, I'm just talking about like I always see like random videos of like people
Nah,
like
dude, you gotta watch. You gotta watch this guy named Alex, dude. I'll give you his last name. I'll give it to you after the show because I'm not gonna remember it. But his name's Alex, and he's Russian, and he sings for a band. And I don't want to say the wrong band. And I think it's All That Prevails. I want to say, but dude, this dude is a lead singer, metal, like heavy, like, and like, dude, he wrestles a bear, bro, and he's fucking Russian, and he's bleeding. It's fucking dope.
see what how the fuck they must get those bears drunk or something. Because if it was an American bear, that motherfucker would be dead. I'll tell you that.
Did you? Hey, look it up. Look it up. Look it up because you got the look up on YouTube or Google. Look up Alex lead singer Bear. Let me know when you find it.
Oh, shit. Alex terrible. He fights a tiger and a bear. What the fuck? This is the whitest thing you ever showed me, Dave. Straight Russian.
Okay. Hey, one more thing. So look up Alex the Terrible and then put in cat. Alex Terrible cat.
What's
And
in? He's
then
fighting a tiger.
yeah. So do Alex Terrible cat, and it should pop up him showing a photo, and it's a short video, but it shows him like with his cat, dude, and then you could hear his like natural growl, bro. It's bad. It's fucking badass.
Just sitting there playing with the tiger.
Yeah,
That was wild. The fuck?
yeah,
Fucking
bro.
Russian. Even the Russians like Air Forces. This guy.
Yeah.
You can't do
Look
no shit like
up
that.
look up the cat one, dude. I'm telling you. Look up Alex Terrible screaming cat or cat screaming.
Even this
It
terrible
should be,
shit.
and then just put short on the end of it, and it should pop up. It's like a 9-second short, dude. That shit's bad the fuck ass.
I am not finding that shit. But I don't know what the hell I'm getting into nowadays. Anyways,
Let me see if I can find it while you're talking.
I gotta use the restroom real quick. Give me a second, all right? I was hoping to have a third man here too, because we have a lot of dead time because there's not a third person here, man.
All right. Those who are in here watching and all that, please like, subscribe, share this shit out. Oh yeah, I appreciate it. You got that shit. Ball Fies on love. Hell yeah. All right, let me do this too. Dun, dun, Gonna be yeah, no. Wait until he comes back here and he sees that video like that just natural fucking it is fucking amazing. It is fucking killer. I can't wait. Hopefully he digs it. I don't know. It'd probably be too hard. Maybe whitish. I guess. I don't know. We're about to find out though when he comes back. And
Oh, you found that Alex shit? Alex terrible.
yeah, dude, yes, I sent it to you. Check your messages.
Oh, that's some devil shit.
That's a devil.
I guess just
Dude, I wish I could sound like that.
Why you want to be a singer, like in a band?
Oh, dude, my wife will tell you, dude. I know so many different like no name bands.
One of the dudes I used to work with used to be in a band too, like heavy metal like that too. And he's all serious, like, we have to have practice every week, man. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, we're trying to have a band and we're trying to make it. I was like, all right, okay. This motherfucker had high hopes for him and his band. But I wasn't a metal guy, but I was like, I don't think you guys sounded all that great.
See, for me, it's the lyrical delivery, but it's also the rhythm and the beat of the metal. Like like I said, it's hard to decide. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes for every genre. Dude, I listen to stuff my dad like. Okay, here's something like. What about you? My dad would play a lot of native flute music.
I don't know about that one. I think that's a Paiute thing. I don't know, man. Flute music.
Well, I mean, there'd be drums and stuff, but him personally, he loved the flute.
I know like older like relatives that like chanting music, like when they play the drum and they chant.
Yeah, no, I remember going to powwows, bro, as a kid, and wearing the booties and like everything, and being able to dance with the other like boys and girls. Like it was a killer fucking time. I want to take my kids, but here's the sad part is I feel like with me and my sisters and my other brothers, like it's the death of our culture because my sons are so whitewashed or Asian washed because my wife's Asian. Uh, uh, and maybe it's the North Korean. I don't know, but
That makes your kids
my
quartered still though, right?
my kids are well. She's Korean. She doesn't want me to say North or South. I'll just give you a hint. It starts with an N. So North, um, Italian, and Puerto Rican. I'm native. I'm Paiute, Cherokee, and I'm German and Scottish. So,
Damn.
um,
For all the tribes, then it would be less than a quarter for your kids. It'd be like an
my
eight.
oldest, I don't hate this. It doesn't bother me. My youngest doesn't bother me either. But my oldest, he has his everything. Travis Scott. He is a white boy. Thinks he wants to be black, which is fine, I guess. I don't fucking care. And then my youngest is so. How do I say this nicely? Stupid like me that he only cares about things that interest him, which are the dumbest things in the world. Like when I was growing up, like Pokemon. Like for him, it's fucking like my dad hated that I loved fucking Pokemon. He was like, "That's stupid." He's like, "That's the dumbest thing in the world." Now I can relate. I'm like, "Why the fuck you like Roblox? That's the dumbest shit in the world."
Yep, kids, man. Yeah, we should definitely get your kids and try to get them involved somehow. You know, it's good to keep the culture alive, especially with my boys. That's why I have my kids. My boys, they have their hair long too. I never gave them a haircut, and my grandma used to always tell me they were 1, 2 years old. Like, so should I cut their hair? No, no, no. Keep it long. Keep their hair long. Keep it growing till the day that they can
My dad
decide they want to do it.
So my dad was brown, like dark skin. You saw him, and he had black hair. He never liked long hair. He always, once again, this is my opinion. This does not make it real. I've never asked my dad. He's already dead, so I can't ask him anyway. But I think it's because once he joined the military, he got so whitewashed um, that
So you
he
cut and all that
didn't
shit.
like because when he met my mom and I have photos of him and my mom when they were young, he had long hair. But the minute he joined the military, he never grew long hair again. Don't know why. Never asked. So I guess it's my own.
Well, different tribes are different. Like for my tribe, for being a Navajo, being a man and having long hair is like a part of you. It's a part of you. It's a part of your soul. Or like how they.
Well, Well,
It's,
same with Muslims, like right, like with when you think Arab or something, like they have the beards, like the beards mean something. It's
yeah.
a child should not be able to grow a beard, even if you are a man. You weren't like I totally understand what you're about to say, 100%. Like, and I agree. Like
It's
my
a big
dad
deal,
just got
especially
whitewashed.
to keep culture like alive for natives. Why I always have my hair long, and it's because I always told my grandma that too. Because when you're native, you're supposed to. I told you that before, right? When someone passes away, you cut your hair. It's supposed to give them the wisdom for your family to help them. You know, I have my since my grandma passed away, I cut my hair. I put it where her when she was buried. My son gets visions from her now too, which I feel like that's my grandma coming to give us guidance in life. You know what I mean? It's just different beliefs. But having it braided is different though too. The reason why I have it braided and the whole reason why you have it long is to give homage. You know, one to be closer to your beliefs of it's part of me, it's a part of my soul, it's part of my spine. Also, it's because of the Native Americans that were forced to go into boarding schools and cut their hair and not speak their language. It was like cutting a part of their soul off. It was a big deal to do that to the men of the times. So that's why I always
Yeah,
have my boys' hair long because it's the same thing. It's always to pay respects to the elders, and to pay homage because that's what we used to do a long time ago. Always have long hair, and the reason why it's in braid is because you have to have it only braided by your woman in the household. For me, it's my wife. You can be your mother, your sister, your daughter. It's only supposed to be the women that touch your hair. No one else is supposed to touch your hair at all. It's like having someone touch your soul that's negative. It's gonna bring bad things in you. So you never have someone. And the reason why it's three is to have body, mind, and spirit together as one and to be strong. And that's the reason why they break like that. And my grandpa used to always tell me, "Oh, the two, or you can do the four." I mean, for the
but
Navajo, do the four too. I know.
okay, so here's a hypothetical. Here's a hypothetical. You said it perfectly. And honestly, I'm not gonna say like I'm gonna say this 100% true. This is not 100% true. This is just a hypothetical. But you said body, strength, or body, heart, or body, soul, and mind.
Body, mind,
Body,
spirit.
body, mind, spirit. Okay, you just said a three peat, right? That was pretty much like a three thing, right? You people can't say 100%. They cannot say that natives weren't around just as long as the Christians. Kind of sounds a little familiar though, if you want to say that God is the Holy Spirit, God and Jesus.
This goes back to old time and things, right? So if you see a lot of westerns, I remember this time too. Back a long time ago, there was an old western from the '60s, and it shows them the white people coming into meet the Native Americans, one of the only tribal people that are actually Christian. And the whole premise of it was to show back in those days, Native Americans when they seen the colonizers coming to especially like the conquistadors back in the long time ago, when they first came, it was the Spaniards that came down, right? They brought their religion, Catholicism, and then after that, more and more we got advanced in America. People spread out, and then Christianity came around. It just it was something like this, like not worthy of. It's sorry to say, but the white folks, a lot of the Native Americans, they had the beliefs, and like how you said too, it's similar, like mind, body, spirit. It's similar beliefs to something greater than you. Like creator. They don't say God, they don't say Jesus, but they say creator. So a lot of Native American tribes seen like the priest that would come to town and say, "Hey, well, I'm bringing the good word of the Lord, the gospel. I'm going to give you the book of the Lord, the Bible." But they were like, "We don't want to take that from that white man because, yeah, this was going to come and kill me." You know what I mean? That's why a lot of the people at the time they believe we're not going to believe the white man's religion. We have our own ways. But in a lot of a lot of similarities intertwined between Christianity and old Native American beliefs. They just have a certain way of like explaining it and certain different beliefs. But generally speaking, I feel like it's the same thing. Christianity and like spiritual Native American beliefs in a good way, because there could be like how my grandpa says too, like bad medicine in a bad way, do things in a bad way. It's the same thing, but it's just a
Well,
Native.
so let's like okay. I guess not that I guess I know you could do this, okay? And I want you to think when I'm saying all this, okay? Okay, so I know you didn't do this, but I did this, and this is why I said you could connect because I might have taken not that I might have I did take Paideia, which was an advanced Christian class, and I know that you know about God's word and whatnot. You know, I'm not going to say that you were both experts here, and I'm not going to say that you know a lot while I know a lot. That's you know you what you know, and I know what I know. But at the end of the day, if you want to talk about like let's bring up Abraham, right? Like Abraham is somebody in the Bible. If you don't know who Abraham is, I'm sorry, maybe you should go read a little bit. But Abraham's mentioned in the Bible. So is Moses. So is Isaac. So is Isaiah. Like these are people known, right? And they're brought up in Christianity. So um, I guess what I'm trying to get at is like they even say it in the Bible. It takes a tribe. It takes a tribe to help grow your children. It's not. And once again, we live in a time where it's an individual effort. Your kids turn out how you raise them, and that's totally fine. I'm not hating on that, but at the same time, I am going to hate on it just a little bit because your kids are only believing in the negative and positives that you give them. They don't learn from the tribe that makes the tribe complete. The tribe only gets completed when your children get raised by the whole complete tribe. When it's only raised by you and your perspectives, like my kids, they're not going to grow up to learn about my ancestors that I learned the same way. They're going to learn their own way, which might not be as intelligent as I have learned or my dad as he has learned from his father and pass on and pass on and pass on. Um, but
That's
with that
good
being
to
said,
with.
what's
That's why
that?
it's around your elders. Like I show my kids a lot. There may be a lot of times that I don't get along with my family, but I always show my kids to respect your elders and always learn from them because they're older in life and they could have different perspectives. They come from a different time, and especially our Native American family. It's always good to hear their wisdom in life and to tell you the stories that they heard from their grandparents and shit like that. And I totally believe in that. You can't just have your own beliefs within just your small tribe like this, you and your family. It's a bigger picture than that. To really get the
And
thick of like the tribal beliefs and to hear all the teachings of being a Native American and Navajo, you have to actually go in and like talk to your elders and talk to other people that are in your tribe. Like people you don't talk to all the time. You got to put your differences aside and show your kids, hey, there's a lesson to be learned from these people, whether you like them or not. We're still family. We're native, and there's lessons and knowledge that needs to be told to you that cannot be told to you from anyone else.
yeah, honestly, like I was saying, like my dad he taught me what he knew, but even then, like just like he taught me what he knew, and I slightly knew his parents before they died, my grandpa's grandma, but at the same time, like I didn't get to learn the way he learned. Just like my kids won't learn the way I learned. Like it's and the sad thing is, and once again, and Anthony, thank you for letting me say my piece. If you want me to shut the fuck up, please tell me at any time to do so. But at the same time, like I really hate, and I love to hate, but it's a hate that doesn't make me happy. It's a hate that bothers me. Okay, because there's two different kind of hates, and we can get into that too. But you could tell me that let's talk about something else. But I am really, really in tune with my dad's side tonight. And once again, I'm not taking away from your uh, tribe or anything that you have grew up upon, but with us thinking about tribal things. Like it just brings memories of my dad slowly back to me. And I could only remember what he has told me. And I mean, don't get me wrong. there's a lot of sad. There's a lot of heartbreak. There's so many times I have cried. Like, and I am a grown ass man, and I'll tell you, I've cried over my dad. Will I do that about the rest of my family? That's a whole other thing.
I don't want to be
Go
rude.
ahead.
You guys, you're crying and shit right now.
No, I'm not crying. No,
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 but
no. I'm saying like how you and I have learned. You may teach your kids like you are doing. I'm teaching my kids how I'm doing, but it'll never be 100% what you learned and what I have learned to teach them to pass down. If we're only doing it single-handedly, you see what I'm saying? And this is why I said like if you're kind of following along like a little bit, maybe I said a little too much, but like the whole like Christians bringing up like once again this is a native thing, but it just translated to it takes a village to raise your children. No, the original to me the original saying it takes the tribe to run to raise your children. It's not just you. So with you just raising your kids and me just raising my kids my way, and other people may have a small impact with them not learning the true ways of their ancestors, regardless if you're Asian, Hispanic, of multiple cultures, to Native American, to whatever, it, they could only learn so much from me. Like my kids can only learn so much from me and those who I inspire with them. Like you with your kids, they can only learn so much from you because, like you were saying, it's wise for them when they're young to take advantage of the elders that have lived the time before us to express the knowledge of what they have learned, to what they have, what they have seen in their lifetime compared to what we have seen in our lifetime. Like you and I might think we're up here and I'm like, oh, I'm old, I'm 36. We're still, you're fucking young. I'm still fucking young. Like we think we're old, but we're not that fucking old yet. Like right now, you could look at an elder and be like, that guy has seen a lot more than I have in his time. And it's not maybe duking it out. It's not fighting. It's not fucking gambling. He has seen more religious, tribal than you and I have probably seen. There's guys out there like that. My dad's brother, Billy Garrison. I am a Rambo. My dad's his cousin, a Garrison. I still see him walking around, and when he sees me, we talk here and there. I don't talk too much to him, and I don't want to sound fucked up. He's sometimes on drugs, so I try to avoid him. But he's older. He's my dad's age. That's my dad's cousin. Like that's still family. I mean, I still love him. He's a crackhead. It's the white man drug that got a part of him. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's why it's good to always keep your family closer to your relatives, your elders. You know what's crazy? My son, he tells me some crazy things. I feel like he's like a little shaman kid. I swear. When I went and had the funeral of my grandma and I did that, cut my hair, I swear like he sees her sometimes. And he tells you, oh, my grandma says she's cold. What do you mean she's cold? So yeah, go take her a blanket. It's like, what do you mean? Because where the cemetery is, it was snowing outside. So he's like, he knows where she's at. He's like, we gotta go take her a blanket. And I was like, what? Go take her a blanket.
by the way, really quick, I'm still listening to everything you say. Just because I'm not right in front of the camera doesn't mean I can't hear you.
Yeah, no, I do believe in that spiritual connection too, because even my son told me and my wife, my grandma wants some flowers. Like, what do you mean she wants some flowers? She wants you to come bring her some blue flowers today. I was like, okay then. I went to go that day to go take her the flowers. But my son, I feel like he's spiritually connected, and I always nurture those type of feelings because especially with your kids when you're native, you need to nurture those type of feelings because it's spiritual connection, a deep spiritual connection with some of your family members that a lot of people don't realize. I know it's a native thing. Like my cousin, he's like that too. I feel like he's good with people. I always have people tell him like he's not the smartest motherfucker in the world. He's not. But there's a lot of times that people say, "Hey, maybe you should go be a pastor." Like, what do you mean? It's like just people like you. You're good with people, like talking to them. It's just inherently like I feel like there's some Native American like family members that are like that. You know, they just have this gift.
I need your dead honesty. and there's no holding back, and this does not mean the show's going to stop, but I need your dead honesty here, and I don't want you holding back. I want you to be completely blunt. What do you feel about my native background roots? No. Let me explain this a little more. The knowledge that I have given you, the knowledge that I have said to you, how do you feel about them?
The way that you tell me things sounds like someone that has experience directly from family members, like from your elders. The way we talk about things is like elder knowledge that you only hear by word. Like, say if there was a white person going on, no disrespect, Dave, but there was someone that I want to be a native
Just
today.
because I look white doesn't mean I'm fully white.
You don't sound like that. You don't sound like a person that just read a book and said, like, I'm an expert in Native American culture. Like, no, you know what you're talking about because you know knowledge that no one would know unless you are actually related to someone within that tribe. You know what I mean? And you sound real Cherokee and Paiute, especially Paiute. The way you say a lot of things sounds real Paiute.
You know, the one thing my dad would say is that if you're a true native, and I hate to say this, I really do. Like, this is the one thing that I was always like, I wish my dad would never have said this to me. He's like, you're gonna be two things in life. He's like, you're gonna be great at whatever you do, but he's like, you're gonna be a fucking drunk your whole goddamn life. He's like, you're gonna love the firewater.
I feel the same way. I know a lot of Native family members that, man, I love beer. I'll tell you right now, I love drinking beer. I am a whiskey man too. I'll tell you right now, I am a person I can drink some whiskey and have a good time. You know what I mean? But
No, he didn't really drink whiskey, man. Like he did, but like for him, a normal day was like a 36 case of a 36 case of Budweiser. That was his favorite Transweiser.
oh shit, don't get me wrong. I love drinking beer, but like, god damn, you gotta limit yourself a little bit. You
Nah,
want to hear
dude,
crazy stories about drinking, right? And this is my grandpa. I tell you, my grandparents, right? My grandpa and my grandma both met at a boarding school. They're one of the last generations of people that actually were put in boarding school to go to school and then get educations and have a career afterwards. You know, my grandpa said that he wouldn't mind. He didn't mind going over there, and they dealt with being beat, being chained downstairs to furnaces and told not to speak their native language and cut their hair. So my grandpa's like real timid. He told me the reason why he didn't mind going through all that shit is because his dad, he was he used to make whiskey back in the day. I was like, for real? He's like, yeah, he used to make. He telling me the whole process. You know, they did the grains and they make the mash, all that. They make the whiskey, whatever the hell, and then they would dip roots in it to turn it brown. I was like, what? He's like, I don't like alcohol. I don't like. He's like saying that one time that his uncle and his son got in a fight when they were drunk, and that they got so drunk that his uncle, his son killed his dad. He got all drunk, woke up the next day, and come to find out he stabbed him to death. And he's like, he's my grandpa to this day. He hates alcohol like that. Whiskey, he has a certain feeling about it. He feels like natives that drink whiskey like that is like it poisons your mind and makes you do horrible things. He's like, he used to tell me too, like my dad used to be great, but once he started getting into whiskey, like he just be a mean son of a bitch. Mean son, beat the hell out of me. Like, damn, grandpa. And he told me he beat him so much that he didn't even want to be home. Like, he would gladly go to a fucking boarding school. So my grandparents, like, they really know what it means to like see the afflictions of Native Americans like drinking like a lot. That was the downfall, I think, of Native Americans too. When everyone was pushed on. What's that?
Let me ask you this. Okay, so you said no to the Ouija board. You said no going to the old. No. I got one more. I got one more. If you say no to this one, I probably won't ask you to do anything really stupid with me. But this is the last stupid one. Would you be willing to do a vision test with me?
Or go on a vision quest?
Yeah.
If we're able to do it with someone within our tribe, yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to get away with doing it with the Paiute. Because remember, Shoshone Paiute is not the same as Shoshone. Or Shoshone regular than Paiute. It's different.
Correct. But you would have to do it my tribal way.
I don't know. I would have to consult my grandpa about that.
No, hold on. And I wanna make it more safe for you. Instead of us both being bit fully by a rattlesnake, we microdose ourselves.
This guy. This guy.
No, serious. You
know
think
that
I'm fucking with you, but I'm not.
I know that's what you do, but it's different because Shoshone Pilots, we have a different like ceremony that we do that have the vision too, though. I know it requires.
Right. Okay, so let me explain one more thing. Um, my mom's gonna kill me for this, and mom, if you're watching, I am so sorry. I love you with all my heart. One of my stupid sisters, stupid bitch, she's with a Shoshone that lives off the res in Ely, Nevada. He is Shoshone. So a lot of the Shoshone, not a lot, but some of the Shoshone ways I already kind of know. Um, but you would
We
have
have,
to do it my way.
we
You
have to
would
do
have
the.
to.
I can't do it the Pai way. I can't. It won't have the. I know for a fact it's not going to be the same for me. You will have your vision, but I won't. That's not how it works, dude.
What about if we became the old school way? And you know you heard this, the old school way.
What else could way?
What
Explain.
about if
Oh,
we became blood brothers? What if we became
the fuck? We're
spiritual
not
wine brothers?
I ain't trying to get no
We,
AIDS, no shit like that.
motherfucker, I ain't got no AIDS. You got
Yeah,
AIDS? I ain't doing that. You
fucking
heard
start.
me?
I don't know, man. Nah, I can't do none of that. I'm down with doing the ceremony. I want to have a vision. That'd be great to like do it the right way. Like if we can figure out on both our ends, like how we can get it done, I'll be down to do
Okay, so like the Shoshones, like at least from what I know, a lot of them are good with drums, dude. Are
that. Yeah,
you? Are you?
not a drummer. Like for me, I'm just kind of good like keeping a rhythm. I'm good with like I'm not an expert, but if I have a keyboard or a guitar or like some drums, I can kind of keep rhythm and make a beat. I'm good at fucking mimicking. Like if I heard someone play something, I'm pretty good at like figuring out how to play it. You know what I mean? I used to do that a lot too, like in college. Like hear how to play certain songs and then like start playing them and shit. I used to like learn how to play like Beatles and like John Legend and just like different shit like on the piano. Try to get used to it. I should have kept doing that. But inherently, yeah, drumming definitely Shoshone Price, big drummers. We get in the chant and start drumming on the buffalo hide drum.
Yeah. So what about us three walking in the middle of nowhere? You down for that?
In the middle of nowhere, I don't know about all that. I want to do the weirdest shit, man.
You know why? Because the weirdest shit is usually with me in the middle of nowhere, and it's when you're most in tune to your native roots.
I would love to do something like you said. If we can do something where we have a vision quest, that'd be great. But I want to do it the right way because we need to pay respects to our ancestors because that's the reason why it's a ceremony. It has to be done the right way. It would
Okay,
be
so
great to do it.
so if your elders agree to my dad's ways, and which I do have capita check that I don't collect, um, if they're willing to let you do it, then I will do your vision way, but only if we are able to do each other's vision ways will I be able to accept if that is fair on your half. But that's only if you're elders, and if I go to my elders, does that require access to full commitment? But if both parties agree to full commitment, then I will make it one step better, and you will have this on video saying that if you do mine and I will do yours, when you do mine, I will take the full bite while you take a microdose.
I mean, I'm down for it. But like I said, I know for sure we can make it happen a certain way. I don't know about all that spider or the fucking snake bite shit. I don't know, man. we'll
No,
see.
no, a microdose would be where you just slightly cut yourself, like not deep, but enough to draw blood, and you just put the venom inside your blood, and it just, yeah. For me, it would be a full actual bite on.
I would have to think about that one. Like I said, I would honestly, I don't want to commit to it fully until I talk
Once
to.
again, like you said, you talk to your elders, and if I have to get my dad's elders and my mom's elders involved, and they want to, because yours agree and mine might disagree, then we'll go from there. But
Yeah,
until then,
yeah, that's something we should get into.
as for Xavier, I'm just gonna say he probably have us held some scorpion because that's what he has tattooed. And he actually asked one over there at his place.
Probably has some weird shit that's going on too. He's Comanche too, so they got some different type of shit. It depends. I've heard from people I know that was a Shoshone, that was a Paiute. He told me the way he had his ceremony was that they danced in a circle, and then he was like a kind of a self mutilation thing where they put the hooks through his back and he hung from a tree, and then they brought him
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
and then
Oh yeah, that's legit.
and because he kept doing that, and then he would dance, and they would chant and play the drum, and then he kept doing that, and it exhausted his body to the point where I feel like it's different, and it has to do with your clan too. Just because you're Paiute, like how you saying it's different for you, how your dad explained that
Well, once again, so my brother, technically my brother-in-law is Shoshone. You're Shoshone Paiute. You're mixed. No offense. Not no
it's
no
different.
no like
There's Shoshone Paiute, there's Paiute. It's all different. So it's
correct.
just clans too. So we have to really dig deep. Because then the way he told me, he's like, "Oh, you're Shoshone Paiute. I heard that you guys run at a tree and hit your head, and do the same thing. You dance, they chant, they play the drum, but you run at a tree and you hit your head, and you keep doing that until you have your vision." It's different. I'm not sure if that's the right way, but I gotta talk to my grandpa. He's gonna tell me more about it. I know he told me.
Honestly, if we get your elders, my elders, and Xavier's elders to approve, like honestly, and you take this serious, I will. I know you will, and Xavier does. I'm down to do all three, dude. Like I know his will be slightly different than yours and mine, completely, 100%.
We got to try, man. Well, we'll talk to Xavier. We'll see what happens. I know he'd be down to do it. Besides, he's
We
a
can't
young
add no random though. We can't do
no,
no like special guest that time.
the natives. I'm sorry, natives only on this one. It's ceremony, sacred.
And so like for just to add conversation. So like I was telling you earlier, and one of my big one and once I said one of my nicknames was White Buffalo for my dad. I don't know if you know this, but to my dad's, and once again, this is totally different from your tribe, but for my dad's tribe, White Buffalo, when they saw a pure white albino buffalo, it meant great like turnover, great passive. It meant and the fruit, the land was going to be plentiful that year.
Yep.
It meant everyone was going to be have six. It was amazement.
It's a good omen, and even just the presence
But
of a buffalo is great things. I think it's 1 in a million they're born, and back then it was really rare. One of my favorite fucking movies of all time, one of my favorite Native American movies, called The White Buffalo with Charles Bronson,
yep,
and it's
excellent.
about going to hunt, and it's actually Crazy Horse that's played in the movie. He doesn't call himself Crazy Horse. He goes out there to find him to get the fur, the hide. So yeah, White Buffalo. And I feel like I want to have a spiritual vision because I feel I don't know if it is for sure, but I always had a connection to buffaloes. Something about buffaloes always like struck me like strong, towards my spirit,
No,
But
honestly, not to sound weird or anything, but just by looking at you, just right there, just stay still. It honestly, the whatever that I can't really make out what that is behind you, but it looks like you would have the two horns of a buffalo as you were speaking.
But honestly, yeah, I feel like I've always had that feeling like buffaloes. I've always had a strong connection to buffaloes. Near my old house instead, one day I was like, I had a rough day, so I took a drive up the Red Rock Road all the way up there, and you can drive way the fuck out there, right? So I went to a certain point. I think it's by like the national, like a sanctuary for animals. But there's a place that they have a farm where they have buffaloes out there. That's my favorite place to come in town. Whenever I'm having a real bad day, I'll go drive way out there and I go see the buffaloes.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like one of these days when you guys have like a 3-day weekend, one of us could take each other's car and like we all go. Dude, I there's a spot in Nevada where there's teepees built of clay and buffaloes gather there all year round.
That sounds like a Hogan. And in Navajos, we have mud hut, like they're like mud huts. They're teepees
Yes,
made out.
it is a mud.
Yeah, it's a Hogan.
I don't think I actually don't think it's clay. I think it's mud. But honestly,
It looks like a bowl too. It's just round. See, back in the day too,
yeah,
they had them
yes,
like that. But now I've been to like out there in Oahe and on the Idaho border of Nevada. They have still the mud hut looking ones, but you go inside, it's all like redone. It's all modernized inside. But on the outside, it looks like a Hogan. So it's like a mud hut.
no. So this one I went to was complete like mud. Like it's together. Don't get me wrong. It's still standing, but like um. So you would have to go all the way on Highway 50 to Ely, and then from Ely, instead of going east to Wendover, you would go south, and then I want to say like 125 miles down the road, you take a left, and then it's a national park. I can't remember the name of the park, but there's a national park, and there's a bunch of like I want to say like 50 different like clay teepees that or mud teepees that they keep preserving over time to make sure they stand or whatnot. But dude, they buffaloes
Oh,
like when I saw a buffalo close, like when I went there, dude, I'm talking about like that buffalo was like close, like its head was like inches from the window. Like
no.
it could have easily pushed over the car, but it didn't. I felt so in tune when I was there. Like I felt like that was when I've been to Vegas, Utah, California, Reno, sadly, everywhere I've ever been, I've never, even in Reno, like my wife's here, my kids are here. It's home, but it's not home, right? When I was there, that was the one of the few times that I felt that was complete. Like I felt Mother Earth. My dad would always preach that too, like because we talk about like Mother Earth, and then we talk about sleeping is death's cousin. Like you're constantly like thinking of like possibilities of what things could be, but at the same time, like the ability to know that feeling of knowing that life is so much better when you're not in society and it's just you. It's dude, and wild buffalo near you, like it's fucking epic. There's
Yeah,
no
it's like
one.
it's a spiritual connection that all natives, every tribal native in America, they know that connection to being with the buffalo because we relied on the buffaloes for a long, long time. All the
Yeah,
tribes. And what's crazy when you said that too about Mother Earth, like Navajos, we believe in Mother Earth and Father Son.
yeah.
So all that's old timing like talk.
You know who brings it up? I don't know if you watched or listened to this guy, but his name's NF, and he talks about Mother Earth. He talks about death being the death or sleeping being the death sleeping being the death of the or cousin to death. Like, because when you sleep, it's part of
Sleep is the
death. They
cousin of
say,
death.
yeah. Like, dude, like he breaks it down perfectly. Like, but dude, I don't want to say his lyrics hit that spot, but like it does. But like I felt that before he wrote that. You know what I'm saying? Like when I saw the buffaloes next to me, when I pick up a snake, when I am around wildlife in general, like dude, I could feeding a fucking crow in Rio, just focusing on the animal makes me feel more native and more alive than I've ever felt before. It's crazy because when I believe in God or Satan or whoever and I might bounce slightly back and forth, but I'm always on the devil's side. Those thoughts don't fucking matter at the end of the day. But when I am around nature and I am around wildlife and I am around what my dad grew me up on and everything, like I feel so at home that nothing could ever. I don't want to say this in the wrong way, but it's almost as great as having my kids. It's that damn close.
It's great, and I don't want to like offend you, but it's like it's God's greatest. One of God's greatest gifts is just the earth, like just being alive and seeing nature like that. I feel like the same way too. Like whenever I go outdoors somewhere, it's like I have this like instinct of like I know where I'm going, I know the trail to follow, and I know what to watch out for. And it's the same thing with animals too. Like especially like I love going to take my kids to go like pet the animals in town, like around fall. Every time I like go
Yeah.
to the horse or like the ponies and shit like and I go to the horses. And I like to see I just look at them in their eyes and I pet them. I look at them. And I feel like, what's going, buddy? It's funny. The last time I went to the fucking place over there, too, the damn ponies bit my wife. I was like, mean ass pony. Fucker. It was funny because the donkeys were mad because we weren't petting them, and they were petting the donkey or petting the ponies instead of the donkeys. Mean assholes, huh?
So okay, I guess a little off topic. We talked a lot about the native spiritual side and beliefs, but what you also say it's not for me to break your belief. It's not for me to make you hell Satan. But why? Why God?
For me, okay, I'll give you a story, right? I always grew up with my native culture and my Mexican culture, but being from both, you follow what your parents teach you. I've always been taught to be a Christian. For me, my own testament to see like God's strength and like get that belief, that seed that grew in that the faith seed that He sowed in me was one day. I swear to God, one day, and this is why I tell you, like, there's a lot of times I had hardships in my life too. Like I told you, I took off when I was a kid. There's a lot of times I didn't have a stable home. There's a lot of times I went and lived with my wife when she was going through shit, and there's a lot of times I didn't have nowhere to go. There was a lot of times I only had God and a bag of weed, and I know that sounds bad because He doesn't want us to pollute the temple of God and get high. But there was a lot of times that I told God, if you don't want me to smoke, then don't give me this bag of weed. But this is the only thing that's gonna help me right now. And there was a lot of times that's all I had, you know. But I remember a long time ago, back in the day when I was just middle school, I remember I bought a nickel bag of weed. It was around the first times I smoked weed in like sixth grade. Bad kid, right? So back in those days, yeah, we didn't have good
Talk about
weed.
weed.
It was just stress weed. So weed that wasn't cured right, it wasn't dried right. They put it in a brick and put it in a bag, whatever. So we always had seeds. Put a bunch of weed seeds, and I told myself, I want to grow a weed plant, see how this goes. So I put a cup in the window, and it was like 5 days. And for some reason, I don't know why, some dumb fucking reason, I said, God, if you can help me grow this plant, I know you're gonna be here. I know you're here for me. Then you hear me. I was like, okay, whatever. And I swear, like I went to bed that night, and the next day, the whole day, I thought about it. I kept thinking about it. And I swear, I came home that day, and I seen that little sprout and that seed sprout. And ever since then, I always had this belief in God. And not only then, there has been a lot of times where I asked, and I know it sounds stupid. But there's a lot of times in my life that I asked God to help me get through things, and He's always been there for me personally. Anyone else's experience, anyone else's plights in life, that's for me. There was a lot of times when I needed help. I didn't want to. I feel like something bad was going to happen to me, and I prayed to God, and He was there for me. That's me. I don't know about your devil worshiping ass over there.
No, hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this. I grew up with my dad to teach me his ways of the Great Spirit, but I grew up my mom's ways because she didn't care about the Cherokee side of her. She was more Pentecostal Christian. I have a strong agreement with God. Okay, let me explain this. And I might have said this behind stage with you before, but like for the record, for everyone to judge me on, if those who want to judge me, um, with the Christian side, I have a true bond with God. Okay, you might see me because I tell you I choose Satan, but the reason why I have a true bond with God is like, okay, when I grew up, and my dad would also become whitewashed, and he would slowly, less as time went on, tell me about the native side. But as time went on, I would learn that I knew a lot about God when growing up, but I also knew a, not as much as I knew about God than I did the Great Spirit. But with that being said, my mom and my dad would slowly get me to believe in God, and I believed in God, and I still have that connection with Him. The reason why I don't believe in God is because I'm not an archangel. I'm not going to say that. I'm not Michael. Um, I am not a battle for God, but I have made my, if I have to choose the white side, I have chosen that God will at least uphold his respect for my wishes, and that's for me to rot in hell while my wife and my kids and the ones that I love go to his place called heaven. But I don't believe that heaven truly exists. I believe more in the Great Spirit and reincarnation than I do anything else. But if I have to choose, I choose Satan, because God will at least grant me the one wish of the ones that I love to be in a better spot, in a better place than I will ever be. And
Well,
that's the
it's a choice,
least and the
Dave.
most.
And
What?
that's the greatest gift God gives you is the choice to choose. But that's one thing that a lot of the devil worshiping motherfuckers don't want to hear, and a lot of demons don't want to hear. They don't want to hear people speak the truth that no matter what your decisions in life, you can always go back to God because He always is accepting. He's always there with open arms. No matter how you feel now, Dave, there may be a day, in the future. If not, that's on you, man. You know what I mean? But that's the respect that Christians should have for people like you. That's your decisions. Just don't wish no ill on me because of your decisions. I'm a Christian man.
I
I
once
don't
again, I don't.
your beliefs. That's cool. You had the choice. That's your choice. God bless you and know it. And there's always gonna be another day. And I would say right now, Dave, I have no bad intentions to it. I don't say you're a bad person. I wish the best for you. There's times that me and you talk behind stage, and I'm like, hey, how's things going? You know what I mean? Is generally, I wish the best for you because I see you, and deep down, I feel like you're a good person.
And I really respect that, dude. I really do, brother. But and I'm not gonna say negative to it at this, but like at the same time, once again, I don't see myself as an archangel. If anyone wants to say it, if anything, I see myself more as a battle angel, and I'm willing to sacrifice my life and my soul for those who believe in God to make it. And with me hoping they make it. And if it's my soul that has to go under for them to make it, I am okay with willing to make that sacrifice because I know I'll be back once again.
I feel you. Yeah. And you're more straight up too about it. There's a lot of motherfuckers out there that they're devil wishing people and they want the worst and they hide it.
So that's like, okay, let me just say this. And this is what makes a podcast, right? Like you bring up the devil worshiping part, but when you break down the word Lucifer, and you can bring up devil, and we'll break that word down, whatever you want to name it. But let's bring up Lucifer first. What is the meaning of Lucifer?
Yeah, it's the light. That's why
The
a lot of the
the
people like the
bearer of
Watchtower people, the people that are into that, they do that same thing. The Watchtower, what does that mean? Oh, the we're going to the light. The Watchtower are the people that believe in the Muslims, or the what is it? The 3% Muslims that have that star. They're symbolizing Lucifer. Like all that shit is like it's all connected like to Satan worship, like paganism. Especially when they do all that like the pyramid shit, or they when they always do all
okay,
that, they're doing
but
it
the
against
name Lucifer,
cult
but
practices.
but right, but the name Lucifer means, and it stately means the bringer of light, the bearer of light. So if Lucifer is the bearer of light, in the very beginning, God says, "Let's make man in our image." There's only two concepts that you could break down for me. If you could think of a third one, I'd love to hear your theory. Please, people who are watching, drop your comments. Please, I would love to know. I truly would. But at the same time, there's only two. Okay, there's only two.
Isn't that why that the angels had a rebellion, and that's the reason why Satan stood up, because he was mad about how the love God had for man, and he said he would have him in your image, but you don't give us love, and we're the one doing the work for you. Yeah,
Yeah. That's like David versus Jeff. What happened, Jeff? I was like, you're not going to talk down on Junior. You're not going to talk down on Xavier. You're not going to talk down on certain people in front of me. I walk out. You don't. No. See, that's how that shit went down. Let's not stay. He could argue all day, but if you want to bring up names, motherfucker, we can bring up names all day. But that's. Uh, I wish he would join the podcast one of these days, because I'll let my foot in his ass all day. But anyway, but yes,
yeah. He's a light bringer, and what was the story, depiction of God that he sent him down, cast him down to hell? And this gets into like how people say that there's like Nephilims and giants and all this weird shit. They say that came from the fallen angels that were cast out of heaven.
but see, that's where it's wrong. So it took me to take Padilla to realize that was wrong. Because if you want to bring up the giants and the Nephilia, or what was the other one? There's one more, but I can't think of it right now. But anyway, so
Jinn, like in the Muslim
God,
religion.
God also says in the Bible, in the Bible, you can bring up any Bible you want. He brings this up. This is very clear. Do not worship the gods that were before me. If that is what it is written is true, there is gods before God. So let me break down this. That means Christianity wasn't the true final or oldest belief. And once again, I don't want to say that that's for every belief out there, because once again, I believe that the natives were here for a long time. There's people, once again, the Mayas, the fucking you could think of any tribe through South America, through North America, that everyone never knew the sun existed. But at the same time, Christianity was not a true, even Muslim wasn't a true like staple in religion, because
But
if God says,
isn't the Bible translated from Old Hebrew, and the translations from Hebrew, and the times that King James did it, there were rough translations. So who knows what the meaning really of that translates back in old.
but so there's the gods before gods. Do you know who they were?
The idols and the pagans.
No, look this up. Look this up, and you should be able. Anunnaki. Look up the Anunnaki. That was gods before God. Anunnaki. Look that up. Tell me if you.
And just like how we were talking about the Nephilim and the Anunnaki, I feel like they came down and took advantage of the time that happened to make their influence on society in the time, to kind of like influence them to get worship. Or at least that's my belief. I believe a lot of that shit is spirits that were cast down from heaven in those times, and that's how a lot of the other shit came to be. A lot of the pagan worships and all that.
Okay, can I say one more thing that bothers me?
Well,
You know what bothers me a lot is that, and it's not you, so don't think that I'm saying you, but it bothers me that you and I are from two different tribes, which is bullshit. Okay, and let me just say this, and this is why I find it bullshit. And like, we might be able to go down and
they're black. They're not related. It's the same thing.
no,
Hello.
hear me out, hear me out. You're native, yes or no?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm Native.
Hmm.
Why is there such a thin line between Navajo Paiute to Navajo to or Paiute? Why? You were just a mix of both, meaning you should be able to believe in both. Just like I should be able to believe in Navajo. What if I want to believe in the Blackfoot? You see what I'm saying? Like the I feel like when it comes really truly down to it, uh, and tell me and tell please tell me if you disagree. Tell me. I think that once you build your own thing, like city now, because now shit becomes a city or a town, it's whatever those people believe.
I think so. Yeah.
Like that's bullshit, dude. Like you are Native American. I am Native American. I'm also part of a white people, meaning that my ancestors have come across the ocean, and part of me is the white side and part of me is the native side, but at the same fucking time, I'm part of both fucking worlds. So what's it matter?
Well, it's kind of like the same thing. Like, see, America's not that big, but it's like saying someone I say like from another country, say like French, like oh you're French, or say that you're German. You know, you're German. Those people, you're only from Germany. That's it. We're not classified altogether as just Native Americans from Native America, but or from United States. You know, Northern America. We're we're so in depth with our roots that we're classified in different tribes and everything. It's like if an Irish person comes over and says, "Oh, I'm Irish," he's not gonna say, "Oh, I'm Irish from this tribe, this and that," it's because their roots don't go that deep for them. They don't classify each other differently like that. Back in our day, we were a lot of conflict.
But see, half the people in my family on my mom's side are what are native, white, and Mexican. My dad's side is all native. He's my dad died at 100, and he was one of the last of his generation. I hate to say this, but one of the last of his generation to be 100% Paiute Native American. And not only that, not only did he know how to speak his native language and speak to people without people knowing, he did it for the fucking U.S. The U.S. fucking military.
You spoke native for them too? Oh shit,
For
man!
certain shit. And he told me, like, not in detail, of course, but he he had him and his one of his best friends, and my dad's name was Floyd Dean Rambo, and he fucking was in a few wars. He would speak to me sometimes and be like, "This is your name. This is how you say it in my tongue. This is how you say it in my language."
It's a lost culture. Everything Native American now is a lost culture. That's what sucks
And
because
I was gonna say, you know how bad it feels to be my age now and not remember those words when my dad was young because I didn't pay attention because I like Pokemon cards and Game Boys. Like, you know how stupid I fucking feel. Like, it's kind of sad.
well, it's not that hard. It's not that bad too, though. Because remember, I grew up being around three different languages too: my English, Native American, Navajo, and Spanish. So it was hard for me to really like pay attention to my Native American culture too, and then my Hispanic culture. It's hard to intermingle, you know, and like stay true to your roots. And then when, especially learning Navajo, not everyone knows Navajo nowadays. It's like a dying language, and a lot of older Native Americans, like a lot of elders, they don't want to just teach anyone Navajo. They don't want to do that shit. And all the old
Oh,
things that they tell people, they don't want to tell people. They don't tell the white people and tell them really what the meaning of certain things are because they feel like they don't trust them. And a lot of those elders are going to their grave with a lot of the teachings that they should be telling the later generations, you know? And it's sad to
but
see like our culture is
it's a
dying.
dying generation. It is. That's why I was going to say it's a dying generation.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm saying, like, Anthony, like, please understand when I say this. Like, I'm not trying to say this as like somebody is just trying to dictate society or or like try to make a huge major difference, but at the same fucking time I am, I guess, because there are people like you and I that are intertwined into our beliefs and our religion, into our faith, our well-being, whatever you want to fucking call it. But at the end of the day, in my dad's side, your family side, my mom's side, everyone's side, if you are slightly Native American, you are slowly losing your capabilities of knowing what truly fucking happened to your tribe. Because my dad's tribe, you could bring up Bishop, California. It might be okay for right now. That doesn't mean in the next 50 to 100 years, it doesn't mean like it. Yeah.
There be nothing about it. It may be the lost culture that no one knows shit about. And then someone else came out and, brushed us away. Like my grandpa used to tell me about the Anasazis, like they're wise people. They're one of the tribes that were missing. And some people say they were abducted by aliens, or some people say that they got killed, or some people say that they migrated to another place and they recall themselves another tribe. It's
You know what my dad told me about them?
what?
They traveled inside the earth.
Damn, that's some shit. A lot of their things, like the Anasazis, they dig craters like in the earth and like made their shit. That makes sense though too.
My dad told me they're still alive. He'd bring that up when I did when I was a kid, all the way till I was almost 12. He'd tell me, he's like, they're not dead, they're in the earth. He's like, we got to go there one day. And but he, of course, he's dead. But I believed him.
Damn, your dad was one of those old school people that like knew a lot of knowledge from the old school native things. It's
Yeah.
crazy stories from people like that. It's like, what, you serious? That type of shit happened? Like, no, that's what it was back in the day. That's some shit.
Dude, could you imagine if like I'm just saying, like we go to abandoned mine and we find someone like and they're like a lost interest or like if we told anybody, you know how fucked we would be because they'd ruin that. I wouldn't say anything. I'd be like, dude, I'm sorry, but we're all gonna shatter our phones.
You
and
want to go
everything.
to you want to go to some place far like that? How would we go to Idaho to the Idaho border in Milwaukee?
That's what I'm saying. When you guys have like a 3-day weekend, which is coming up,
We'll go drive out to the reservation. We'll see how the other side's living, and we'll
we
see.
leave Friday. Yeah, dude, we leave Friday night. We get there Saturday in the afternoon. We'll be all right. Go live Sunday.
You know what? That would be a good time to like do. If you want to do the spiritual journey too, that'd be a good time to even look into. I don't know, or even if you want to like an outside thing, like how you guys were saying last time, we'll come together outside and do a podcast.
Yeah, no, that way it's like if you think of us like okay, so you would have to think of two different things. One, you would have to think of you, me, and X all sitting in a triangle, and then with that triangle, you would think one phone is in the middle of each of those lines, facing a different direction. You see what I'm saying? Like that way, it captures the whole 360 of everything.
Shit. Yeah, that sounds fucking dope. Oh, yeah. Okay. We should make something like that. Yeah.
Dude,
You got a lot of knowledge about the old school native shit. That's why I love talking about that shit. The good thing we had a time today. It was like a real native episode today.
It was, but I mean, honestly, like I said, dude, it's a dying thing, man. Like it will never die with me. My heart will always, even when I'm not dead, even when I'm not here, and I'm cold dead, my soul will be here, dude. Like it, maybe not in a negative form because of Satan, but like my dad will always live inside me, man. Like sadly, like not in a sadly like bad way, but like a sadly like he's not here anymore. But
I'm gonna tell you something. One of my grandpa used to tell me. I remember when my grandma died too. He even told me this. He was like, "Why?" He was the only person that didn't cry, didn't do nothing. He had no emotion. They'd ask him, "You want to say something?" Say no. She's gone. That's it. I asked grandpa, like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "No. It's like that's how it is." He's like, "When the spirit's gone, that's it. You can't hold on. You can't hold to these things." And his son died to my uncle when he was in his 50s, like fucking 20 years ago. I remember he was the same way, and he used to always tell us, "You can't hang on to those things. It's not good for you. You let the spirit go on. Let them be at peace, because it'll give you peace." And I always thought that shit too. Man, my grandpa was a strong person. see his son die and then see his wife die, and he just had that mentality like you got to keep yourself strong and not think about those things.
So here's something honestly, and like my wife will tell you because she's the one that alerted me, and she'll tell you. And she's asleep right now, but we can get her on the next podcast for like 10 minutes if she. But so I think I explained this last time to you, or the first episode, with my dad. If you heard and seen now during the day was bad luck. That means someone close to your family, someone that you may love, someone that you love that was near to you was going to die. So there was 2 weeks prior before, or 2.5 to maybe 2 to 3 weeks prior before we heard this owl and seen it. My dad ended up in the hospital and he was fighting for his life because of his liver, because he drank a lot fire water. My wife, two and a half, 3 weeks later, she's like, "Have you looked outside?" She's like, "Do you hear that?" I was like, what?" Normally we feed a lot of crows, so I'm like, okay, it's a. She calls them buddies, and I'm like, okay, it's a buddy. We're gonna feed it. And she's like, no, I hear it now. I'm like, oh fuck. I look outside, I hear the who. I look up, I see the owl. It's fucking daylight. If you see an owl in daylight, it's bad luck. See it at night, it's not bad. It's good luck. See it during the day, it's not sleeping. Something's wrong. I ignore it. I'm high as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. I'm smoking weed. I'm drinking. I'm like, whatever.
Did it look at you too? Did you see his eyes?
It looked right at me.
Oh.
20 minutes later, I get the phone call from my mom. Your dad just died. He's in the hospital and he's dead. I have never in my life ever disregarded ever since that day, because he would always warn me. And I'm not. I'm not gonna. I want to. I ain't gonna lie. I want to, but I'm not going to. I want to shed a tear. But at the same time, he warned me so fucking much about that sign that it was, to me, that was the owl saying, who was saying goodbye to me.
Yeah. As I always say, the birds, they're the signs that they're spiritual signs. I told Xavier the other day, I told you that shit too about the crows. It's like they know when bad things are gonna happen to you, and they crow. So like if you don't look at them and you hear them crow, that's when you know something's gonna happen. And I like to look for the crows and say, "Fuck you, motherfucker." Tell
We
me
won't
something.
feed him.
It's like he's laughing at me. Fuck that little bastard.
Nah, dude, it's cool though. Like, okay, so like, believe this or not, one ka means what's up. Two ka means how you doing. Three cod means let's have sex. Don't worry about that one. Four cods means it's territorial. 4 or 5, we're ready to fight. It's like we feed crows a lot, dude, and we have these this one pair, which is a male and a female, of course. They'll call one time, and then when they see another one, dude, they'll call like 4 times. But when it's just us, like they call one time, they're like, hey, they're like, we know you'll feed us. Like we throw them peanuts, dude. I love feeding the birds.
Birds are smart, especially crows. They're the smartest bird. Those motherfuckers are smart.
To be honest with you, and I don't want to sound fucked up, but we give them the Hindu accent. We're like, "How you doing, buddy?
Hello,
Do you want do you want a peanut?"
little fuckers, huh? I don't like crows. They're assholes.
Nah, we like crows. You want to? Okay, so do you have anything besides like native stuff, or do you want to see a snake? You want to see a big one?
The snake? Nah, not really. No. Not really.
Okay.
I don't know about a big snake. Why are you trying to pull a snake out right now?
I'll pull the biggest one I have out, dude. I'll pull out my big one. Like I'll go grab him right now. He's easily a 5-footer.
Okay, you have a black snake?
No,
Like a
Yeah.
Cool looking one, something nice.
And I got the white one, I got the yellow one, I got the brown black one, I got the brown black one, and then I got the big bitch.
Well, show me your big snake then. That sounds super gay too.
That's an actual snake that slithers. Okay,
Yeah,
no gayness here.
Oh shit, one of those ones, the python. Oh shit. How old is your snake?
15?
15. Damn, they had that food for a long time. He's all jumpy. You wake me up, motherfucker.
It did.
Yeah, that was hanging out sleeping, huh? What's up, homie? You and the snakes. I don't like the feeling of snakes. They're just like cold.
Dude, he's warm.
He's warm?
Oh yeah,
No, because he's all huddled up trying to sleep and shit, huh?
he was. He was curled into a little ball, but
I'm trying to what's up with him. Like, I'll fucking kill you, man. Yeah,
he
too.
he was pretty long.
Damn, homie. What's up with the spots on top of him?
What do you mean, like the pattern?
No, the other side. It looks like gray, or that's just the scales. Yeah, that shit right there on the top.
Oh no, that's his scales. He's a cinnamon.
Oh, shit. Xavier was here. He showed us all the snakes he's got at his house too.
Which half came from me? Oh, Junior snakes. I was showing him. Yeah, no, half his snakes that Junior has are mine.
All right, Snake Man. I think it's about that time for us to end it then. How you feeling?
All right.
Been a while, huh? Oh shit. Yeah, we've been running for a minute.
Well,
All right.
until next time, everybody.
Yep, yep. So next time we'll see you.